It's over the pond with Fraser and John. Wow.
Quack.
We're
Nice.
there you there you go. We're so glad to be back after just 1 week. We've been consistent in posting and there was no break. It's been I think we already used that joke. I think we've already used that joke.
Yeah, to be fair, there was valid reasons. It's been a busy month and a lot's happened. It's been a pretty hectic month. If you follow me on social media, you've probably seen some things. I also had some positives. I went on holiday, but that actually kind of plays into some of the negatives. But then get on cool. It's first time speaking to John for like a few weeks. Find out I'm being sued by Shane Dawson.
Dude, it's so funny. Yeah, so basically Fraser's getting sued by Shane Dawson and he figured it out by me just now. No, but like, so because someone had sent me a video that the thumbnail and title is I never being
sued by Shane Dawson.
Yes. And so, well, first off, I didn't see the question mark. I don't know if the question mark was there already. Okay, maybe it was there when I saw it, but I just assumed I was like, oh,
it's Shane Dawson sues I question mark.
Oh, okay, all right. So I saw that. So someone had sent me this, and I was like, I think I saw it. I didn't watch the video, but I saw the thumbnail and title, and I think I saw that like maybe it was like a day or 2 days after you had told me about the situation that we can get into, and I was like, damn, Fraser's going through it. I'm gonna let him do his thing, and then
if I got a decent assist from Shane Dawson on top of that, I mean, for one, that'd be amazing because that'd be such good content, but that would also be kind of stressful. But I'm not being sued by Shane Dawson, guys. I made a video about Shane. And Rich Lux made a video, which I only just seen. Like, I don't search my name, to be honest with you. I think you're a bit of a nut job if you do search
yeah, dude, no, thank you.
I know YouTubers that do that, and they're like, why is everyone saying mean things about me? And I'm like, well, you've searched your fucking name on the internet. What do you expect?
Mm-hmm.
But the Rich Lux uploaded a video called Shane Dawson Sues I Never. I think he's covering my video on Shane Dawson. I don't know if it's negative or positive. I don't have any issues with Rich Lux. I've never spoken or anything, but that's just a complete separate side to the internet that I'm not really a part of. But in fairness, I'm looking at the description, and regardless of what he's saying in the video, he's saying nice things about me. He says, I real name Fraser, is a British commentary YouTuber known for covering internet drama, influencer scandals, and online culture with a mix of humor and analysis. He started gaining attention around 2017 to 2018 when commentary channels were booming. YouTube channel iNabber, formerly iNabber TV. That's not true. Real name again, Fraser, from the United Kingdom. Content style, commentary, reaction, and deep dives into online controversies. Tone, sarcastic, self-aware, and pretty fair compared to most aggressive commentary channels. Thank you, Rich. Why people watch him? He talks about drama, but doesn't usually escalate it. He'll break it down without making it nastier. He actually often mocks the ridiculousness of the internet rather than stirring up fights. He mixes humor with insight and calls out hypocrisy, but in a way that feels more thoughtful than mean-spirited.
Well, that's good. I feel like that was maybe an AI.
I think there might be maybe a little bit of ChatGPT. I'm not saying it. Don't sue me. But then I go to the comment section and it's not as positive.
Yeah.
It's people being like, why are people bringing up Shane Dawson? Hey, he employs someone with like 50 allegations against him. I'm still gonna bring that up. I don't care. But yeah. There's a lot of negative comments there. I'm reading them now. I didn't need to see this.
Yeah, don't read those. Don't read them. Don't read them.
No, people can say what they want. I don't really.
I feel bad that I even brought it up.
No.
I was like, he's surely has heard about this, so my bad.
No, honestly, I'm not being sued by Shane Dawson, but yeah. Aside from that, there was a bunch of other stuff that happened of where pretty much I was robbed, which wasn't fun. Never been robbed in my life before. Went on holiday, came back. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty details and it all. Police were called. I had a camera lens stolen, 2 camera lenses stolen, all my retro video games stolen, a laptop stolen. It was a lot of expensive things stolen, and I may have a claim on it insurance-wise. Hopefully I do, but yeah, pretty stressful. And then it was like on top of like all the like my AC and everything breaking on my flat, and it was like God just does nothing. Like whatever there is out there, a higher being, it just doesn't want me to make a YouTube video this month. And yeah, and because of the AC breaking, we could not really record podcasts because my camera was overheating.
Yeah, that was
just a mess of a month, to be honest with you. But I did go to Croatia, and that was very fun until I found out my stuff had been stolen.
Yeah. Dude, Croatia, that's somewhere that I feel like would be cool. I feel like, especially in America, when people ask like, oh, where do you want to go on vacation or holiday, right? You never really hear Croatia, but I feel like it'd be a cool place to go. Was there any reason in particular, or you don't have to share?
I've been to Dubrovnik before, but basically it was where they originally recorded Game of Thrones season 2 to season 8. So the city is like, if you were to, I don't know if you watched Game of Thrones, but if you were to go there, you'd be like, oh shit, this is literally the entire city.
That's
like,
cool.
The orange roofs, like the bay of where there's like certain scenes, even like the famous gardens of where there's like lots of talks in there and stuff like that. And I've been before, so that doesn't really like, it's not as amazing to me in that aspect, but it like the actual place itself, Dubrovnik, is such a nice city, and it's really small, but like it's got a lot of spirit. The people there are really nice, it's really safe, really clean, and I just really like Dubrovnik. We did
How
a lot
far
of
away is it from where you are?
About 3 hours, I'd say, which is kind
that's
of
not
mad
too
to
bad.
say. Yeah, like going for like, dude, if I was to go
That's
to
the craziest thing about Europe, man. I know that technically, I guess the UK is in Europe, but I don't know. But like everything
no,
is
we
so
technically are.
Oh, you still
Yeah.
are? Okay. Jeez, people are like, I'm so American. I'm sorry. It is what it is.
Well,
But, like,
no, it makes sense because like we left the European
European
so
Union,
we're not
okay,
in the
yeah.
EU, but yeah.
Okay. Jeez.
Continent-wise, we're still there.
That's so embarrassing. But it's just because the one thing I know that people in Europe hate is when Americans say, "Oh, that's a European thing," and it's like Europe is huge, and there's not like one type of thing that's all Europeans do, and so that's what I was trying to avoid. But like, it's just crazy how you can fly for 3 hours and be somewhere literally completely culturally different.
Yeah.
Like in America, you can't like, yes, there's a lot of differences from like, Texas to where I am. Right. But like, if I wanted to fly to Texas, that's at least a 4-hour flight, maybe 5 hours. Right. Like if I fly from here to where I used to live, San Diego, that's a 7-hour flight almost, it's just crazy how like close everything is there and like how much you can see. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like a flight to France is like an hour and a half for me. A flight to Italy is about 2 hours. I could go to Rome right now and be there by it's 11:30 now, and I could be in Rome by like 1:30. Like,
that's so cool, man.
Yeah, like it is like a thing that I think a lot of Europeans don't like take into their mind of like how like I'm always like, it'd be so nice to live near like Tokyo or something like that because it's like a 13-hour flight, and I guess that's how you guys are with Europe because I mean and Asia, to be fair, like getting to Asia or just in general going to anywhere other than like South America, and even then that's probably still a massive trip.
Well, yeah, getting to Europe from San Diego, you have to fly all the way across the states, which because I went to the UK and Spain, no big deal, in 2017 I think, and you have to fly from San Diego to New York, and then both of those flights are basically the same amount of time, like 6.5 hours or something like that, and so it's just like it's a big trip, to get over.
Yeah. I've never been to California before, but when I was thinking about going there, I googled it, and it was like you're gonna have to stop in New York, and then you're gonna have to go there, and I'm like, bro, that's a long fucking trip, bro. I don't know, like I know I think there is direct flights from London to California.
Really?
There must be.
Yeah.
I think there are, because if you can go, I went to Tokyo direct.
Yeah, and if you can go to like Australia, I think I'm not.
Yeah, Australia is
those
direct
are like
from the UK too.
Those are long
16-hour flights.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, really. I think the max a plane can do is like 18 hours, I think, but. Yeah, man, like, but also then the direct flights are so much more expensive. Like, I'm going back to Japan, and it's like the price of a direct flight is double what it is to have a change in China, and it only adds like 2 hours onto your flight. But I think it's like the worry of losing your luggage in China. Like, if you lose your luggage in like Beijing, you ain't getting that shit back. Like, it's just not happening.
That would be terrifying, man.
Especially going to another continent. Going to somewhere like Japan as well. Buying clothes ain't easy in Japan if you're a big guy, because they're like. I remember out there was like I was trying to buy like just like a jacket, and like I'm technically like XX.
The recent trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not a big I'm not like big, but like I'm like a tall guy, right?
Yeah.
And like my frame is quite wide, and I'm technically out there like quadruple XL.
Dude, I'm not finding any clothes there for sure.
Yeah, it's like you have to order it online into store because they just don't have that. Because it's not just like width wise, it's also height, because I'm taller than most people there because I'm 6'1". So yeah, no, you're 6'2", man.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah.
But yeah, no, like negativity aside, I've like this week has been like, right, because I also my main camera lens got stolen. So like making a video,
the stuff that was stolen was so weird. I know you said you didn't want to get into it. Do you still have that
we can get
TikTok
to, like,
up where you explained it?
Yeah.
I was saying, if people really care, there's a TikTok out there that kind of explains it very well. But like the stuff that was taken is just weird. Like there was so much stuff that was left that is incredibly expensive. But then like you said, they took the lens off of one of your cameras, but then replaced it with
So I had a cheaper lens which I hadn't used in like a year. The last time I used that lens, I specifically know I used it in New York, and that's the last time I used it. And I like it was just like laying on my desk like the last year pretty much. And I come back in, I literally go to record a YouTube video, and I'm like, why is the lens? Why does the aperture look a bit weird? And I realize, hold up. This is a completely different lens. And I'm like, wait, I have not put this lens on this camera in a year. Why is this lens on my camera? And I start like being a bit confused, being like, I remember playing around with my camera like Thursday night or Wednesday night before I left. So like I've used this lens, like I've used my good lens and I haven't used this bad lens. And I was like, what's going on here? So I start looking for the lens, and I'm like, where the fuck's my lens gone? It's like nowhere. Like it's like I look in every spot where I may hide something. So I don't know, just every spot where technology may be. And then I noticed that another lens is missing. Like not as expensive, but it's like £500 to like $700 lens. This other lens, the most expensive lens that went missing, is probably worth about coming upwards of $2,000.
Lenses are so expensive, man.
Yeah. And then I go back into my room, and like you see this like bit here. This is like a little bookshelf with like slants on each spit, and on one of the slants there was like 10 different Nintendo DS games, and I'm talking boxed every single DS game. But the caveat to that is, the games weren't in the boxes. They were in a little case, which was tucked away in my front room. And I'm like, the boxes have all gone. And I'm like, I see my DS there, though. So the DS is still there. But then I pick the DS up. There's no game in the DS. I was playing Pokemon Soul Silver, and the most annoying thing is I started a save up, and I was like, I might take this on holiday with me, just when in downtime. But I was like, actually, no, I just play my Switch. So I left it there, which was really fucking annoying because it had all my games in the case. And then, so after that, I go to the case, all just empty. Not a single game left. In fact, the only game left is like Pokemon Ranger, which is worth like £10. It's the only non-expensive one. So that wasn't good enough for whoever took it. And then I'm like, oh god, what else is fucking missing? My iPad's still there. My cameras are still there. That's what was interesting too. Didn't take my actual cameras because I have two of the same camera. Really confusing. My Switch isn't taken. My computer isn't taken. My everything else isn't taken. Noticeably, nothing trackable is taken. But then I found out he's taken my Razer laptop, which, if you know about Razer, you know that shit's expensive. That's probably the most expensive thing that was stolen. I think I bought that for probably... It is a couple years old now. I bought it in like 2021, but it's not really the point. I think I bought that for like $3,000 to $4,000 because it's full on rig, man. The whole point of owning that laptop was like, I'm going to be traveling around and I need like a fucking supercomputer with me to edit my videos in a comfortable way, play video games in my casual setting too, maybe stream on it as well. And so that's all gone, which was like, it sucks. And I think that, like, I can replace it. Like, I'm well off. I have like a good amount of money. I replaced the lens quickly. I didn't buy it for I didn't buy like a brand new one. I went on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, I am not, but
why?
So I found one for like half the price, which was nice. And I actually met the guy and I bought it off him, and he was like, it's weird because he told me he got the lens back after someone stole that lens off him pretty much. He tried to sell it on eBay. He sold it to the person, sent it out, and they never gave the money. So the police had to get involved, and he eventually got the lens back. So like, the lens I now own has already been stolen at one point. Oh, God. Which I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but so I've got a new lens now. My AC is fixed. So things are on the up
Yeah,
for
yeah.
now. It was just it's just one of those months, you know, man, like a bump in the road. I'm not like trying to feel bad for myself. Don't go into the comment section if you are going to feeling bad for me. I'm fine. I can replace my things. I think I was more just gutted that like the hours I've put into those Pokemon games can never be replaced. Like the saves are gone. And there's a lot of memories in there of playing those games and shit. And like, I think if you've played games before, you know, like there are things that you just can't replace, you know, especially physical media, which sucks.
And I mean, it's just, I'm more than anything, man. It's like knowing someone was in your place and like in your space and like
violating
to hurt you basically. Right. Like, I mean, not physically, but like to take things from you. I don't know. It's just that it's a really weird feeling, right? Because I've had people like, you know, take things out of a car or something like that. And it's just like this very weird feeling of like someone was in my space and they took things from me, you know? And so it's just a weird feeling. So I'm sorry that you had to deal with that, man. It sucks. It's like, it definitely like, it can sour that good experience like in Croatia. It's like, damn. Yeah. It's like, even me, right? Like the thing I asked is like, oh, how are you doing after the thing? You know what I mean? Not like, how was your trip? You know what I mean? Because it feels weird to ask that because it's like, well, it was good, but this happened. You know what I mean? It's
no. And it was definitely a dampener. And honestly, I won't lie, it has like affected me a little bit in the sense of like, I'm a bit scared. Like when I can't find something now, I start panicking. Like, oh my fucking god! Like he's come again, something like that. Like genuinely, man. Last night, bro, I had the fucking weirdest nightmare of So there's these people. I went out in Manchester. Like I went out 3 nights in a row. I haven't done that since I was in uni. And I met these people out there, really nice people. And I don't know why. When I got back and I was so tired. I had about 4 hours sleep each night there. So I had some real deep sleep the last 2 nights. And last night I had a nightmare that one of the people that I met in Manchester was living like in my fucking in my wardrobes, and they crept out during the night, and I caught them holding all of my DS games. So it's like, it's like I don't even fucking know, bro. You know when you hear there was that fake story years ago about in Japan where there was like the woman living in the attic. It was kind of like that. Creepy stuff, man, Jen. But overall, I'm good. It's just it's just a violating experience. And I feel like when you have something like that happen, and there's so many things, even the AC stuff beforehand, it's like it's hard to get back into the swing of things. So kind of this week, I've just been like, this is like the rebuild, get back into it, just slowly get back in, and then next week I kind of want to just like next half of the year. Just go at it until the end of the year, 4 months left, which is kind of crazy to say. We can say this is season 2 of the podcast. I feel like we've already said that. But, we were in a good swing of things. And then just like AC. Yes. We did actually record an episode that never came out.
Another one. It's 2. We have 2.
Is that 2? Is that 2?
Jeez, we have 2 hidden episodes now.
To be fair, the one we did record was timeless because it was just interviewing you about your life. Yeah, that's
true.
Stuff.
We can put it up whenever.
We could still get that out, but we should just get out a few consistent ones for now.
Oh yeah. And the thing that we're going to talk about today, it's definitely it's a little timely, I guess, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. So moving on. I mean, actually, have you been good aside from all my antics? Have you been good?
Yeah, man. Nothing crazy really has been going on recently for me. Just been doing my thing. Yeah, I mean, this kind of, there's nothing special, nothing to that level, which I'm thankful for. No lawsuits from Shane Dawson, Amberlynn Reid? Not that I don't know, not that I know of. I mean, certainly is possible. I have been threatened a couple times with being sued and stuff like that.
Really?
But usually it's like smaller creators that it's more just, it's like it was always like a knee-jerk kind of reaction, and nothing ever really came of it. But
I've had it twice, Onision, and then somebody who I will not. I think I've told you about the one. There was only one time where it was actually scary. But when you hear a lawsuit, like honestly, like it can be terrifying, even though you're in the right in like basically every situation. Like you have just expressed your opinion on something that's happened in the media. Like newspapers have been doing this for time and time, and as long as you don't say something as fact, no matter what, like you're all good. But it still is always going to be scary because like someone with millions and millions can do it, especially in America. Like for me, I honestly like stay away from British topics because like I get a bit scared by lawsuits and stuff, just because I know our free speech isn't as good as America's free speech. But then again, America has really good free speech, but at the same time, there seems to be way more lawsuits going on there.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how long the free speech stuff lasts for the next couple of years. Hopefully, we still have it in a couple of years. I don't. I don't know, man.
Yeah, you might have the National Guard deployed for tweets.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know, man. It's been crazy, dude. But we don't have to get into that stuff. Yeah. But oh man.
Let's get into the main topic. So 20 minutes in, we've got through all my sad stuff, and now we can talk about Amberlynn Reid, because I was saying before before we were recording, you in a video also recently where you were just talking about Amberlynn's wholesome diet habits.
Yeah.
You said that there's been no drama since about December last year.
Yeah.
And it really did feel like that.
It's been relatively dry, right? And like you even notice it in a lot of the reactor channels and just the comments, right? Even the comments on my videos, people are just like, man, this is the most boring season ever. Like this is the worst era, right? Because that's one
calm before the storm, brother.
Yeah, dude. Yes, it's been nonstop, bro. It has been nonstop the past few weeks, I'd say.
Yeah, no, it like. I am not 100% up to speed with everything. I've watched your video. I have a whole research document in front of us right now, which I've sent you. But like I've been watching from afar. I am gonna probably do a video on it. That just go through the whole thing in general, probably next week. But there's been a lot going on. Do you want to like start it off, like get into things of what's been going on in the world of Amberlynn Reid? Because
I mean,
it seems like this is the sequel to the drama from last December.
Yeah, it's been nonstop the past like few weeks, honestly, to a point where I was covering it and talking about it, but then it got to a point where I was just like, I don't want every video I make to be about this, and so I kind of have stepped back a little bit, just because, again, kind of just waiting for more stuff to happen so I can make a video that kind of went over it, not just like, this is what happened, and then another video, this is what happened, right? But that's besides the point. But yeah, so like, I guess August 1st, right? I'm looking at the research document that. It's fantastic. A great job.
Big thanks to Louisa, who, by the way, posted a TikTok of her doing this research. It was like day in my life of working for a YouTuber. Got like 3 million views.
Hell yeah. Good for it. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. Well,
she does a great job, so she deserves it for sure.
Yeah, fantastic job. And I pay well.
$5. He can. So August 1st, it looks like, is when I'm not good with, so I'm going off this document. This is, I'm assuming is correct, but I'm not good with dates and stuff like that. But Emily, so if you don't know who Emily is, right? Emily is also Tommy, who the reason the name Tommy was used because Amberlynn I don't know, she just kind of decided that she wants to call this person Tommy. Emily is a woman.
Somehow Tommy returned.
Yeah. And there was a bunch of drama when they first got together, okay? So I think it's important to kind of paint this picture if you don't know, right? So Amberlynn and Tommy got into a relationship. And at first, Amberlynn was being kind of cryptic about who the person was, wasn't really sharing them. And then it came out through Amber, like she shared this, right, that she was dating this person. And you'd think, oh, okay, whatever, nothing really that strange about that, especially with Amberlynn. She shares her partner frequently. Almost immediately, when this picture came out of them two, people start, obviously, you know, the GorlWorld people are interested, invested. They started doing research, and they found out that this person, Tommy, is Emily, who was in a relationship with another very large woman who had passed away not that long ago, okay? And so then people are saying, well, this is a feeder. This is someone that is with someone that is, you know, intentionally trying to get them bigger, right? Which is very common in these spaces. And there was a lot of like, I don't know about that. Because even when it was first going on, I was like, I don't know for sure, right? Like someone that's as large as this person was, they can pass away relatively early. It's not that uncommon. But then there was basically proof that they were on these websites that were definitely feeder adjacent or just feeder websites. And over time came out that Emily or Tommy kind of just was like, well, we were only on those to make some money because we needed some money, right? But it didn't look good, right? It was just like, this is weird. And then so at the time, a ton of people, reaction channels, just people that in general were, you know, Amberlynn watchers, hate watchers, actual fans were like, I don't know if you should be with this person, right? Because it seems dangerous.
It felt like it was like a very rare moment where people actually were concerned. Like I know there was a lot of like, I think iDubbbz called it concern trolling or something, like
Yeah.
where people like pretend to be concerned, and there definitely is a lot of people
certainly
that do
happens.
that.
Yeah.
Like I think for Amberlynn, it's like the majority of her career, but in this case, there was actually a case of where someone had passed away. Not going to go too much into that.
Yeah.
Looked very sus. The heavy weight they were at definitely played a part in it. You know, there's a lot of things to do with that, and I think people were actually like, "Hey, this is kind of weird. Like, there's something going on here," and it felt. And I remember doing a video on it, just like because the situation was so crazy, man.
Yeah.
Like, and So sorry to interject. Carry on.
No. I've been talking for long enough, but so that was this huge thing, right? I'm gonna try and bow this up as much as possible because I know there's just so much that's happened recently. But basically, Amberlynn and Emily, I'll just use Emily. They were together for not that long. Amberlynn ended up driving. She didn't drive. She can't drive. She had her mom drive her up. She lives in Oklahoma, I think.
She can't drive?
No, I think she's anxiety. She's too scared.
To be fair,
I don't know.
I get that. I just kind of imagine that like most Americans seem to be able to drive.
Yeah, it's one of those things that here it's kind of, especially where she lives, it's very not walkable at all. Like you have to drive. So, but she doesn't drive. Some people don't drive. It's all good. But she had her mom drive her up to, I think it's Wisconsin, and so it's a long drive. It's like 14 hours or something, like long, right? Multiple days, I think maybe it was one day.
14 hours is crazy, man.
And so on this drive, she brings all of her animals. I think she has 3. She brings her animals with her, right? Yeah, exactly. I know we've already gotten to this, but so she drives up. She ends up staying in Wisconsin for a few months, much longer than was anticipated. And during that time, one of her cats gets out. We haven't found like a body. We don't know for sure if it's passed away, but that seems to be the consensus, is that this cat is no longer there. She stayed for a little bit longer, and then she came back, and then it seemed like they were still together, but then after a few weeks or month, I don't know exactly what the timeline was, they ended up breaking up. And then from then, things kind of got quiet. Like that's when there just wasn't really much to talk about. And then everything that has happened recently happened. I hope I explained it well. If there's anything that's missing, I know you know a pretty good amount too. So,
yeah, there was like a lot of drama that happened, and I think a lot of people got their videos out. Amberlynn teared up 1,000 times. It was like, I think it felt to me at least like this is like the penultimate. Like this is the biggest drama that she's had in years. It felt like, and I didn't feel like it was gonna like ever come back. And it did kind of feel that Amberlynn had actually learned from her lessons. And honestly, I was steering clear. There was a part of me that was like, I'm going to make a video just like in general going over where she's at. But I was like, well, I'm not gonna, because there's not really that much outside of the weight stuff. That definitely is interesting to me, but I just didn't feel like my audience in general were that into that sort of thing. Like I can talk about the podcast and stuff like that. And but then, fast forward go back a few weeks ago, and a lot broke out, and it starts off at 13 days ago on August the 1st, where Emily or Tommy posted a picture on her Instagram with how hot it is lately. It's wild to think snowflakes will be back before we know it, which obviously is so unbelievably bait, because Mr. Snowflake is somebody that I believe has like a multi-part series on Amberlynn, right?
Yeah, I would say one of the up there with like as far as like being a prolific Amberlynn Reid reactor.
If you want to know
Amberlynn
Reid,
you can watch a lot of his videos. Are going to do a pretty good job summarizing that. Like he is,
he's like a lol-cow documentarian, I'd say. Like, for a very specific, like. To be fair, his last video was actually on Ashley Trevino, so it's not just Amberlynn Reid, but a lot of it is Amberlynn Reid.
Yeah.
And honestly, this isn't like me trying to be sly towards Mr. Snowflake. I haven't watched many of his videos. I've definitely watched some for like research purposes and stuff like that. But when you make the same sort of content, it's hard to kind of watch the same type of content.
Yeah, I feel
we
that.
both make but I'm sure they're very good. They look very well researched.
Yeah.
And obviously people with that Instagram post kind of realized that she is talking about Mr. Snowflake there. And then, a day later, Mr. Snowflake posted on his second channel that he had been in contact with Emily, Tommy, and they talked about the physical and emotional things that had happened between her and Amberlynn, and stated that a video would be posted soon.
Dude, so like this was just like it's just weird because this has happened with Amberlynn, with her exes, so many times. Maybe not doing like an interview with a person, but certainly I think Mr. Snowflake has done an interview with another one of Amberlynn's exes. Like I think he's done a few, right? But like Amberlynn even had another ex, Beck, that was making videos talking about their relationship, right? And like the negative parts. So it's just the amount of times that this has happened obviously suggests some sort of pattern, right? And like it seems that there is one thing that is constant in all of this, and that is Amberlynn, right? And so it's just like, when I saw that it like that there was an interview. Now, granted, it was just like conversations via DM on Instagram.
Has the interview come out now then?
Yeah, I think it was just, unless I didn't see it, but like from what I understood, it was basically them just talking to each other on Instagram, and then he filmed a video basically reading the messages that they had shared with each other. So that's what the interview was. I think maybe if there's something else out there, I don't think there is, but I'm pretty sure that's what the interview was.
But yeah, then straight after that, Amberlynn went live where she basically stated that they've been together this whole time, and apparently Emily had been talking about her behind him. What? I see. This is where they've been together. So this, as I said, I'm not that cooked up. Like I watched your video when you dropped it, I think 8 days ago or something like that. So I probably should have done more research coming into this. But so they have been together while she is sending these messages about Amberlynn. Is that true?
I don't know exactly. Like obviously, it's hard because everyone. This is what I said in my video. Everyone in this situation doesn't feel great, you know, and they feel like everyone seems like a kind of an unreliable narrator, right? Like you can't.
It's like everyone is like a villain.
Yeah, or like you just can't really believe everything that they're saying, right? And that's what I tried to put in my video, because it just seems like both of them are trying to act like they didn't do anything wrong, and this person is doing all the bad stuff, right? And so, but it's funny that Amberlynn said that, because that was a thing that a lot of people were saying. Oh, they're still together. You know, Amberlynn's just lying, and she would be like, "No, we're not together." You know, blah blah blah. And then she comes out, and it's almost as a gotcha, like we've been together. And then it's like people are like, "Well, we were saying that you were, and you were saying that we're crazy and we're insane for saying that." And it's just like it's.
Well, that was like a big part. Like she moved home. They'd supposedly broken up, and everyone was like, "It's very obvious that you're." And honestly, like, maybe that was like a part to why there was so little drama for so long. And like I feel like if this didn't come out and she actually successfully hid the relationship for like a year, say in like 6 months time, and then she comes out being like, we've been together this whole time, I just want to be drama free, I would have been like, fair play, man. You did a year without drama, 6 months without drama. I respected
her
it,
own
but
version of a Nikocado, dude. You know?
yeah. Like she and like we've always said it, like she can absolutely do that. Whether it will do well on YouTube or not, like she can do that. And as we've seen, like her being drama free works. Like it worked in terms of a lack of controversy. Like people weren't just some were, but not everyone was just making videos on Amberlynn. But now, obviously, it seems that things are more insane than we actually realize. And I think that's like a thing to take with this. Whether who's right or wrong in this situation, I think there are a lot of insane people in this situation, other than just Amberlynn. I think that for one, if you're getting into a relationship with Amberlynn Reid, you probably have to be a little bit insane.
Especially if you want it to be public. That, I think, is one of the biggest parts, because Amberlynn has had a relationship with, I believe her name was Jade. Everyone called her Wipey. That's another thing. But like, she was not in videos. Like, I think maybe you saw a hand every once in a while, but that was it. Like, and you wouldn't even really hear her voice.
But Tommy was there from day one.
Basically,
she was there in the videos.
Well, I mean, and we're kind of jumping around, but all of this stuff is so melded together. It's hard to really you know, this is but like Amberlynn said, again, unreliable narrator. I know that Emily was very adamant about, I don't want you to hide me. I want to be in the videos. And like, if that's true, that is such a red flag to me, because there is no way that person, Emily, who is definitely, there's a lot of evidence that they have been on feeder websites and are into this kind of stuff, right? So just they're into bigger.
It feels like we have like two villains here. Like genuinely, like someone's right. but at the same time, I'm sure they're both wrong. But like, I'm not trying to play the middle ground here, but like, there's a lot of issues going on here. Like,
you almost have to with this situation. Not like the middle ground, but you have to like, okay, I'm hearing this from this side. I'm hearing this from this side. Clearly, the truth is somewhere here, and it's not out here on the fringes, right? And so that's what's been so interesting. But yeah, like, so Amberlynn says that Emily was very like, I don't want you to hide me. I want to be in the videos. I want to be featured. And Amberlynn says, oh, I really didn't want to. Again, I don't know how true that is, but yeah, I think that is such a red flag because there is no way that Emily is aware of who Amberlynn is and knows. I very much it would be hard for me to believe that Emily doesn't know at least a good amount of the past of Amberlynn in relationships. Knowing how things go when someone is in a relationship with Amberlynn, especially very publicly and featured in a lot of stuff, and like not to see that and think to yourself, maybe I should, like, I really like this person and so I want to be with them, but I just won't be public about it, right? Like that seems to be the avenue that you should want to take, I would think, right? But it seems that Emily really wanted to be featured, and apparently a lot of stuff really, like, it was a very hard time for both of them, which is understandable because a lot of people were very much so trying to figure out who this person was, and then all of the stuff that we were talking about, the ex and all of that stuff started coming out, and apparently, like, it seems like, again, I know we're skipping around, but that's when things really started the honeymoon phase kind of ended in their relationship, I think, was when I think Emily really, again, this is me stating an opinion. Okay, I just want to make that clear. But I feel like that's when the honeymoon phase kind of ended, and they started, like, Emily definitely started to realize, oh man, this is going to be like intense. And then I think that just really made the relationship very difficult, and there's so much more to it, but we'll get into it. But yeah, so.
Yeah, and going back to it, like the thing of like wanting to be on Amberlynn's page and stuff like that, like I get in a regular non-social media relationship, if you ask for your partner to post you, that makes sense because like you don't want to feel like you're being hidden from the world. I understand that, but in Amberlynn Reid's case, if you are dating her and the public find out, you are going to be spoken about by everyone. Yeah. You're going to be in lolcow documentaries. You're going to be covered by YouTubers. And I think to willingly want that is genuinely insane. Yeah. If I was somebody dating someone like Amberlynn Reid, I would want to be as secret as possible because you know that it's going to get insane if they find out about you. Regardless of if you're a good person or a bad person, it doesn't matter. I think wanting to be known by a snark community, it's just like, why? Yeah. Why would you want that unless you're trying to get some popularity, some money, or something from it, you know? But so continuing with after Mr. Snowflake being in contact with Emily, Amberlynn then goes live in response to all the situation. And Amberlynn says that, they've been together this whole time, and Emily was constantly betraying her. She refuses to go into detail, but says Emily lied and betrayed and put her through a lot of stuff. Amberlynn got a text from Emily saying that she's going to release a video of how Amber truly is. So they're still in a relationship at this point of time, technically.
Yeah, I don't know entirely if I don't know. Maybe they were, but basically what I think this was Amberlynn heard the rumors that Emily had talked to Mr. Snowflake, and then so she goes live and kind of like, this term is overused, I know, but she kind of crashes out, right? And so I think it seems like she is trying to get in front of this whole situation, right? And it's just been interesting because I don't know if you've gone to Amberlynn's channel. If you look at the last video, she hasn't posted a video in like a month. It's been a long time, unless she maybe posted one today and I didn't see it. I don't think so. And so this whole thing has just, even a little bit before that, but it has just derailed her upload schedule on her channel, which is, maybe it's not the biggest deal, but to Amberlynn, she's always very like, I never take time off of YouTube. I'm always very consistent. I always work, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying she's definitely been doing stuff on YouTube, but it's all been live streams, right? And they have been some of the hardest things to watch. I can't even really watch them. I usually just watch like highlight videos. Is
it because they're sad or because they're dry?
They're just long. They're just long, man. It's
that's why I pay a researcher sometimes to like point out the specific
3+ hours of just someone. I don't even know how to explain it. I'm not trying to be mean, but just hard to
like
watch.
you can see like in some of these to the people listening right now in our research document we have like timestamps for when Amberlynn says something relevant, and in a live stream responding to Mr. Snowflake there's like 5 moments where she says something relevant on a live stream which is about 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and we have about 6 timestamps here: 2 minutes 30, 6 minutes 27, 12 minutes, and then it's hour and 9 is the next point she makes, and then an hour and 30, and then there's a whole other hour left when nothing relevant is said. And
a big part of that is because at some point she was really trying to use the guise of like she was doing a live stream. At first she started as doing a live stream a week for members, right? And those were like 2 hours, and then she split it into 2 1-hour live streams throughout the week. And I think at the start she was like trying to be like, well, I'm just doing my live stream, and if people are talking about this, I'm gonna mention it. But now it has turned into something comes out, Amber goes live to address it or like refute this. So it's just gotten insane, man. Like some people are like, I was up till 3 a.m. watching the live stream because I just it's just like I
don't do it. Just wait for us to release a video on it, man. Like just there's better ways to consume this content. So after that. I've scrolled down too far. Amberlynn gets a text from Emily saying that she's going to release a video. Amberlynn tells a story of how Emily befriended a hater of hers and how she went on Emily's screen time and she saw she had been on Tumblr and another website that really broke her. I wonder what website that could be, but refuses to go into detail. Now, I find this really interesting because there's thoughts of like physical abuse and stuff like that. Amberlynn tells a story about how during an argument she tripped on a rug and fell on top of Emily, who then accused her of pushing her. It's like you're saying all these very negative things, but you also are still in a relationship. And again, there's at this point of the timeline, there's no evidence of these things, and it's a very he said, she said sort of thing. But it very much seems like they have an incredibly toxic relationship, which at the end of the day is that surprising? Not necessarily. I don't really know how serious I'm meant to take this because, as you said, I feel like I've seen this a lot, and it does kind of get into like the realms of, as you said, there's like repetitive behavior here, but then at the same time, it's like as I mentioned earlier, anyone that dates Amberlynn Reid, I just can't help but see that and think you're only doing this for negative reasons. I just can't. I'm not denying that anything ever happened, but it's like it just feels like it's hard to take as serious as like a very serious allegation would be usually.
And especially when someone that is willing and wants to engage with this world, right? Because again,
it's not being.
Yeah,
it's not like going to the police, it's going to Mr. Snowflake.
Yeah, everyone's been in relationships where the person didn't want anything to do with online, and for the most part, I mean, if you did a lot of digging, I'm sure people found photos of what this person looked like. But for the most part, they were behind the scenes, right? This is, and that's why it's hard for me. That's why I feel like it's just two people that are both.
What is the general consensus on Emily? Because I know previously it was very negative. Do people like Emily now? Is it a positive thing? Because I feel like surely it's mixed.
I think it's mixed for sure. I think at the start, when Emily first was like coming out and sharing this stuff, right? Which I know we haven't got into, but once that interview came out, people were like wanting to just fully back Emily. But like for me, it was always like, okay, we didn't like this person a month ago.
For valid reasons.
Yeah, too. For valid reasons. And now everyone, that's the thing that's frustrating with Amberlynn, that sometimes people don't like that I talk about it, but it's like, anyone that has anything bad or negative to say, people will just believe everything 100% is true. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but we have to vet this stuff and like, how true is this?
We have a responsibility. Like we're talking about lawsuits and stuff earlier. Like I can't just jump on my YouTube channel and call this person. Like, don't get me wrong. I can talk about allegations and if there's some actual real serious stuff to it. But from what I've seen, it just feels like probably both are very bad to each other.
Yeah.
Like, why are you in a relationship when to both of them here? When not in terms of the serious stuff, but in terms of like the constant betraying that Amberlynn claims. Or why did you stay with her then? She'd like, I don't know. Are these two living together? Or are they in a situation where they're in the same residence?
No. Not even in the same state.
Yeah, Jesus. Neither is a cat. But but yeah, sorry to continue. So then Amberlynn admits that she lied about Emily being a feeder because she asked. So she's now going down the feeder route, Amberlynn, right?
Well,
which is just crazy again because it feels like there's information out there about both of these two individuals, right? We don't like Emily because she's supposedly a feeder. We don't like Amberlynn because of all these other things. And now they're using those two things, which they both denied about each other for a year now, against each other to flip their reputations.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Emily is trying to resurrect whatever, I don't know how... I say resurrect her reputation. She wasn't known beforehand. She's only known for being a negative part of this story. But I don't know if she's going to try and launch a career off this of being another person of the community because there are people in the Amberverse who have stuck around for a very long time where they do occasionally come out and say something about Amberlynn and then everyone gets talking. And it kind of feels like that's kind of what's going to happen here, to be honest with you. But yeah, these two are still at the same time here. Amberlynn then says she did actually do reactive abuse, which is
Yeah, it's just the whole thing, man. It's just been so weird. And then on top of it, right, they're still talking to each other, right? So there's these live streams going on. And literally during a live stream where Amberlynn will be talking about an interview that happened where Emily was saying this terrible stuff. Emily is texting Amberlynn being like, don't talk about that. Don't talk about my family. And I'm just like,
so they're still in a relationship.
I mean, there's at least some sort of relationship. I don't know if it's but it's they are still actively talking to each other. And it's if these things are true and you truly are over, why are you texting each otother? And
this is what I hate about
watching a live stream for hours? It's just
go
so
to the police
weird.
If it's this serious. Go to the police. I'm not saying the police do much. From my own experiences recently, not much has really happened with the police in terms of when I reported a crime. They came over, they helped a little bit, but from that, nothing really happened. But at least you can try and go down the serious routes here. These very serious things have actually happened. But from what I can see, it reminds me of the Ashley Trevino situation of where Santos and Ashley Trevino both accused each other of very, very criminal actions. And they're both sat on a live stream together laughing. They even met up after, I'm pretty sure, and were hanging out and stuff like that. And it's we've gotten to this point on the internet now where these very serious things, even the term of reactive abuse is being thrown around like it's the latest drama of the week. But it's guys, this is a really serious thing. And I think people aren't treating it as serious as it should. And it's hard. It is hard to because of how comedic these people are. They're fucking characters.
Yeah, I think that's why. I think that it's I totally exactly it just feels like a show almost at this point.
Yeah, it is. It's a pantomime.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel like real people.
Bro, if somebody was if I had a friend that said to me, my partner is abusing me, or I've committed reactive abuse, or I've been betrayed a million times, they're speaking to their ex, they're doing this, they've done this, they've lied to me a million times, I'd be like, oh my God, this is terrible. Talk to me. Let me know how you're feeling, man. But when I see it with Amberlynn Reid and Emily or Tommy or whatever you want to call her, Megatron, I don't know. You're it's I can't take this serious. And the thing is, as you said, people who have criticized Emily for a year are now going to take everything she's saying as gospel because it's against Amberlynn. And it's oh my God, can we have some critical thinking skills here? And people are going to get mad at me being no, this is true. And it's I'm sure some things are, but it's come on, guys. How many times are we going to do this? There's so many situations of Amberlynn in the past where there have been real things that have happened and that she's done really negative things, but it's also been a million times of where fucking character B from storyline A came out and said this really insane thing about Amberlynn. Everyone believed it. There was no evidence. Amberlynn denied it. She cried on live stream. We moved on to the next drama of the week, and everyone just forgot about that thing. And it's gonna happen here. It's gonna happen again. And it's look, I find it hilarious. Don't get me wrong. And people get annoyed sometimes especially when I cover Amberlynn Reid because I'm not taking it as serious as I should. But it's you guys aren't taking it seriously. Because if you were, you would not be trusting every word of this person who you a year ago, well, 8 months ago, was calling this supervillain feeder who had killed her ex. That's what people were saying. They said that this woman had killed her ex practically. Like, that's how serious people were. And now I'm expected to believe every word of this woman who 8 months ago I've made a video on criticizing. And it's just mental how the internet works sometimes. And it's like, I can apply this logic to a lot of situations. Even with the James Charles stuff recently, I made a video being like, there's like an actual victim, right? And people are going to her comment sections when she's still speaking about her horrific personal experiences. And they're commenting, you're dragging this out. You're still talking about this. She's talking about something that happened 2 months ago to her, by the way. And it's like, I just don't think the internet now, like, treats actual serious stuff, like words, like abuse, allegations, seriously. It's just like, here's the tea, sis. Like, as like, bro, well, it is tea technically now because of how it's been made into that sort of thing. But it's like, this shouldn't be fucking tea, man. Why? Can we, like, get back to the era of where we just said that we don't like someone? Can we not just say this person's a dickhead, I don't like them? Yeah, they betrayed me, they've lied about me, but like, not everything needs to be this serious wording. Like, we can leave those words for actual serious situations. Let's just get back to calling each other dickheads. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the whole situation, man, is just so, I don't know if funny is the word, but it's maybe ironic because so many people were saying, Amberlynn, this is not a person that you should be with. This is bad, right? Maybe they weren't saying it because of the stuff that's going on now, but it was like, this person is not to be trusted. And then now, comes out that they're doing all this stuff, or they're Amberlynn claims that they've done all this stuff, and people are like, well, everyone was saying, hey, don't do this, like, avoid this situation, and so now I think it's like almost people are almost
didn't an ex of Emily's come out last year about Emily? I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong in saying that? I swear to fucking God.
Maybe. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know.
If I type in Emily X Amberlynn Reid, I'm
assuming it's just going to be the person that passed away that you're going to see most of the stories about.
I've got a Mika's Rhetoric video here that it's too long to. Oh no, this is that's from 6 days ago. Let me go to my video and see if I can find the exact timestamp, because honestly, I completely forgot that I did a video about Amberlynn in March. That's already bad. Okay, here it is. Wow, this Amberlynn drama has gone on for so long. Dude, I am going to need to do a video. This is like an actual sequel, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And it's just hard because it all kind of blends together, especially the stuff that's happened recently.
Yeah. Sorry. Here it is. Tommy got exposed as well. Now, again, it's not like... It's not serious or anything. Like, sorry, it's not legitimate. Like, I think even in the video, I was like, there isn't any proof. But, yeah. So here it goes. Our marriage was over, and she was basically So Emily, I believe, was accused of like abuse and something to do with locking someone in a basement or something. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, and it's like, I'm not saying those things are true, but I'm saying that that's how easy these things go circulating and thrown around. And I'm sure back in the day, like 8 months ago, people believed those things because Emily was the villain that week.
Yeah.
But now she's not the villain. These things are forgotten about. And it's like, come on, people.
It's just hard to know. Yeah, it's just hard to know what to believe, too, because in all of this drama, Amberlynn has said, oh, my God, like the way, because now that you bring that up, I do, because Amberlynn talked about it, right? The way that Emily would treat me, I remember... she would talk about her ex and how crazy her ex was or whatever, and I would believe her because I was like, oh my God, how could she act like that, right? Yeah. But then she was saying, but the way that Emily treated me, I started acting like her ex and acting crazy, and I just started to understand what her ex was put through, and I felt like she was making me act this way, right? She says that. But then
So she
after
has
that,
she's fully admitted to some things.
yeah. But then
which is
after
really
that,
interesting.
she's saying, not long after that, they're still talking. They're basically still talking to each other, and it's just like, so it's just.
It just sounds like they had a toxic relationship. Honestly.
Oh yeah, that's basically what it seems like happened and happens, is that they're still talking. I don't know if right now, but they continuously talk. They have some sort of bad argument. Something happens. Someone, maybe Emily, goes on to a website, because there's which we can get into, but there's a lot of activity that Emily will have on other websites other than YouTube. Do a bunch of really messed up stuff. Maybe Amberlynn finds out. She feels hurt. This thing happens. Maybe during one of these fights is when Emily went to Mr. Snowflake, had this conversation, right? And it's just like, it's basically, we're watching. An unhealthy, there's an A word that I could use.
There are some like serious things. Like I have read, don't get me wrong, I have like cleared up some knowledge in this. Like for example, the allegation that when Mr. Snowflake posted his video and it was like the text shown and stuff, I believe Emily said some stuff like it got physical and stuff like that. And like that, there has been like that allegation. So like that is a very serious thing. And that definitely isn't just regular toxicity. But as Amberlynn said, she says it was reactive. Again, I'm not believing anyone really right now, to be honest with you. But it's just more like we have allegations upon allegations upon allegations. And it's like, it's impossible to believe anyone, because it's like, if I'm going to believe Emily, am I going to believe her ex about her? If I'm going to believe Amberlynn, am I also going to believe all the other people that have spoken about Amberlynn? There's like, it's like a circuit of like absolute nonsense going around. And like, I'm sure bad things have happened. I'm not denying that, but it's like, it's just hard to really, I don't know, give like a full opinion on what I think this even is. So after Mr. Snowflake posted his video of his text and stuff, Amberlynn then went live for like a 50th time and said that Emily is not afraid of her, because if she would, she wouldn't have verbally assaulted her. Emily pushed Amberlynn to make their relationship public because she didn't want to be hidden. About the accusation of throwing things at Emily, she texted her directly asking what she threw. So this is like what you said.
This is during the live stream.
Amberlynn denies it and reads a message from Emily stating that Amberlynn only picked up the bottle to throw at her, but she never actually threw it. About the drawing blood situation, Amberlynn says she was so she admits to some things here and there, grabbing and stuff like that. She then retells the story of tripping over the rug and grabbing the arm. Okay, so she's saying that her grabbing her arm is her conveniently tripping on a rug.
Yep. Which is a little sus for sure. But then there's also other stuff too that I think is what a lot of people were really frustrated with, which I definitely understand, was that Amberlynn it felt like she would use BPD, right, as a shield against any real criticism, right? And then she would, and it was so funny, man. Funny maybe is a mean word to use, but I was laughing because she's doing this live stream reacting to this video. I've seen the video, so I know what is coming up, right? But in the live stream earlier, she's talking about how, well, the BPD is like, it's just like a lot. And then I know that later in the video, Emily is going to say to Mr. Snowflake, like, she would use BPD as an excuse as to why. And then when it comes, like, when it gets to that point, she's like, well, I do, and I will use that. And it was just so funny to me because she was like, I can't really say.
I mean, I can kind of respect the doubling down, to be honest with you. But,
dude, it was so funny, man. But there were times where she would actually like kind of take responsibility, but also not. And that was something that I noticed, where she was like, you know what, I'll take responsibility for that. I did that, but immediately. But the reason that I did it was because, right? And then there was this one that they both talked about where Amberlynn would call it, I would just have a little BPD meltdown, right? And she would just like use it as a little cute little thing, right? But in reality, what seemed was happening, she would be hysterically freaking out and would refuse to let Emily sleep right before she had to go to work or whatever, right? Because she's like a nurse or something like that. And so she would just stand by her, freaking out, and just probably just over and over, what's the problem? Why can't you blah blah blah, right? Just constantly, just basically baiting, right? Just wanting answer me. I need an answer. And just like for hours, right?
Yeah.
And then Amberlynn was just like, oh, that's just something that happens. And it's like,
and this is what I mean with like the stuff in believing stuff. Like, it very clearly is here. Amberlynn has done a lot of wrong. I think my frustrations with this whole story is just the consistency of everything. Like, I don't think Emily is this hero. I really don't. And just based on what I've seen in the past and my previous videos and stuff like that, it's like I can't do that. But Amberlynn isn't in the right in the situation in any sense whatsoever. Like, using BBT as an excuse is not a good look in any sense. It's just disrespectful for the people that actually do have it. I'm not saying Amberlynn doesn't have it, but to the people that have BBD and don't use it as an excuse for horrible behavior and stuff like that. But at the same time, I just feel like these serious things shouldn't be getting brought to Mr. Snowflake. They should be getting brought to the police or someone in a serious setting. If it is this serious, why are you guys still texting each other on live stream? It's insane. But at the same time, Amberlynn doesn't do herself any justice by her horrible defenses of herself. It only screams guilty. Like, if any other YouTuber was accused of something and they said, oh, but I've got BBD, and it was reactive. It's like, well, it's not looking good on you, mate, because by you saying it's reactive, you have inadvertently admitted to what you've been accused of, and now you're just trying to reshape the narrative of why you did those things. So, yeah, like, to be fair, Amberlynn probably is more in the wrong in this situation. I just don't want to make anyone a hero in this situation, you know? Like, I will admit, it does look like she's definitely in the wrong, but no one's a hero, and I think that's just what frustrates me, because if anyone ever turns on Amberlynn, I've seen it with other people in the story, it just feels like they get lifted up like they're this messiah, and it's like, guys, there's a reason that they wanted to be in this story in the first place. There's a reason why people get themselves involved with Amberlynn Reid. They love the drama, they love the attention and stuff like that, you know. But at the same time, it doesn't take away from what Amblynn's doing. So I think my main issue here is just like the consistency of things.
Yeah, I mean, for me, honestly, I kind of sit in I feel like they both kind of equally have a role to play in this. I don't know if there's really anyone that is like worse or better. And I feel like that's okay too. It seems like basically it's two people that maybe aren't the best in a relationship, right? Maybe they have very unhealthy tendencies, and they both let those unhealthy tendencies run rampant in this relationship, because there was some other stuff, and like, again, I'm not defending Amberlynn, but this is just, it seems to be true, was that when they were still in a active relationship, I don't know exactly what they would consider now, Emily allegedly was messaging other people. And like in ways that was very much so inappropriate. And like, regardless of how I feel about Amberlynn, if that was me, I would be hurt. So I can understand being hurt, and I can understand having a very intense reaction. But that doesn't give you license to do, you know, anything crazy. And I feel like that's where maybe Amberlynn might overstep, right? There's like an overstepping of, I'm hurt and now I feel that I can almost do anything at this point, and I should be like, I should be allowed to because you did this thing to me, right? So that's why it feels like two people that are just maybe not the best to be in a relationship together, right?
Yeah. Apparently as well, Emily like cried and apologized to Amberlynn too, which is something that Amberlynn said on a live stream on August the 5th, apparently. Is that true?
I have no idea. I mean, this is where it's like, it's obviously
it seems that they've kind of just stopped now. It seems that after August the 5th, they had their 4 days of just pure craziness. Now things have just completely gone back to nothing ever happened. And are we now in a spot of where Amberlynn for the next 6 months is going to tell us that they're not in a relationship and they're going to be in a relationship secretly until things blow up again? Is that what's going to happen for the second time?
I mean, it's possible. I would be surprised, because I think with how crazy things have gotten, And then, I mean, there's even stuff going on right now, which has happened in the last couple of days that has been very interesting. I don't know if you know about it, but you mentioned something pretty much exactly what is happening right now, which is now the newest stuff is that Amberlynn's aunt has come out and released messages that she had with Emily, basically just being like, I don't like you that you're a feeder, blah, 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 right? And then Emily responded and stuff. But Amberlynn's mom she did a live stream with another reaction channel. I believe it's
Amberlynn's mom?
Alex. No. Amberlynn's aunt, sorry.
Oh,
Amberlynn's aunt, who apparently they have a strained relationship, and Amberlynn's aunt and Amberlynn's mom have a strained relationship with each other. But I think
Oh yeah, I can see I like this video. Responding to Geordie and my aunt.
Yeah. So she went on to Geordie, who is another kind of person that talks about Amberlynn, and they talked for a while, I think, as well. And that's where I kind of was like, this is just it was like there's just so much stuff, so I'm just gonna wait for a little bit for more stuff to happen before I make a video, because apparently this person has come out in the past and like said stuff. But then they kind of came back, and apparently there's a lot of history between the mom and the aunt. Obviously they're sisters, right? But then there's history with Amberlynn, and like this is the aunt who at one point Amberlynn made a video many years ago claiming that this aunt stopped talking to her because Amberlynn was fat, right? And apparently that was just not true, and there was more to the story, because Amberlynn, in one of her videos where I think she titled it like talking about all the lies I've told or something like that, that's one of the lies that she brings up that she wished she didn't say. But apparently there's been a lot of stuff going on with that as well, with this aunt and like coming out and talking. So it's just been like another, like right after the Emily thing, which is still I think kind of going on, the aunt stuff has started, and now it's like
another thing that I've got to research, man.
Dude,
Bob, my researcher and me have got to research, but another thing that will go into the video that probably won't come out this week now, if that's happening too. Another 2-hour live stream to go through, which is going to be great.
Dude, yeah. I mean, that's why I haven't done the video yet either. Because I mean, one, I don't only want to talk about Amberlynn, but also it's just, I was just like, I need a break. I just need a break.
I think it was in the last episode of the podcast. Somebody was like, you guys haven't spoken about Amberlynn in ages or something. What's happened? And then they're like, yeah, we actually. I didn't think it was. I think it had been a while since we had covered Amberlynn, because honestly, nothing had happened. But in August, it just kind of seems everything fucking exploded for Amberlynn. It's just like non-stop Amberlynn Reid stuff. And like, I mean, to be fair, like, I can't lie to you. I find it like, I wish that I could be one of those channels that did just do like turn on the camera and go. But I feel like when you're at no, but you do research too. I don't mean that. I mean like turn on the camera and go and just read as you go, sort of thing. No,
just like watch the video
research.
And talk about the video.
Yeah. I kind of wish, like, I sometimes do that on my second channel, but honestly, like, I don't get any satisfaction about it. And the thing is whenever I do a second channel video, like, I did this Onision video recently, where I did this video about Eugenia Cooney, and I did a video basically responding to it, and I like recorded it. It was like 36 minutes long, and I didn't post it because I was like, I could just make a main channel video out of this. Like, because like this, if the second channel is covering familiar things to the main channel, it may as well go on to the main channel, and I may as well make a good video out of it. So yeah, I guess that'll probably come out soon. A little hint to everybody there. But yeah. Overall, with the Amberlynn stuff, I think next week we'll probably be talking about her, because I'm sure more and more is going to come out with her. It just kind of feels like, to get my conclusionary thoughts, it just kind of feels that it is like a sequel. This is like if we're doing a trilogy, we're halfway through it now, and it feels like there's going to be a big bummer. There's going to be like something that comes out which is just like crazy or something like that. I don't know. Maybe Emily will speak up. Has she actually done like a face interview yet, or is it just all text?
I don't think so. I think it's all been text. I think that would be interesting.
Emily, come on the podcast, son. Come on.
That or honestly, even have Amberlynn, because that was like, it was so funny, man. She was like, at the comments, she got so mad. She was like, "Why does anyone want to interview me?" And in my video, I was like, "Bro, I've asked you to interview. We've talked about it on the podcast to have you come on.
Shoot her a message, my friend.
I would love to, right? But it was so funny because the comments were like, Amberlynn, what do you need an interview for? You have a YouTube channel. Just talk about how you feel. And I was like, that's actually a very good point. She doesn't need to do an interview.
She doesn't do enough live streams, man. And they're not long enough.
Yeah.
They need to be double the length.
True. Well, I think that an interview would be hard for her because she would have to answer certain questions, right? And I don't think she wants to do that. I just don't think that she wants to do that.
And the podcast would be about 4 hours long because half of it is her saying the words like and genuinely.
Literally.
Dude. Actually, I have a bone to pick with you as you're from California, right? Mm-hmm. You don't do this, but what is with particularly LA TikTok influencers who say the word fuck in every sentence and and literally in every sentence? I was to be fair, I'm bad with as well, but
I say
James Charles,
yeah.
I was going for a James Charles TikTok and he says fuck and fucking 15 times in the space of a minute, and I'm like, bro, you're making my job so much difficult here because I got to mute all these words.
Maybe that's why.
Is it just
trying to make it harder for you?
No, honestly, man, and I kind of respect it. But is this just an LA thing or is this an American thing? Because you don't do it.
Yeah, I think I don't do it because I have
vocabulary.
I have no. I don't even want to. I don't want to be that guy. But I grew up in a very Christian household, and cussing was not a thing that we did really, and so I cuss. I honestly cuss a good amount now, but there was a very, very, very long period of time where I did not at all, and so I don't just throw it as some people use it as a filler word, right? As and I knew people. Yeah, there was plenty of people, especially in Southern California, that it's a filler word for them. It was never like that for me, but it's definitely, I think it's pretty common, especially it's pretty common over here too on the East Coast. So I think
there's some swear words that Americans just shouldn't say. Like the word cunt. If American says cunt, I'm like, bro, that's crazy.
That's a bad word.
Yeah. But I think British and Australians have their own version of cunt. It's I'll call my friends cunts all the time, but I feel like American, to be fair, growing up, my dad, if I said cunt, fucking, I can't say that word right now. Yeah, genuinely, I remember saying, I think I just said it. I didn't call anyone it, but I was my brother, who's 10 years older than me, always used to get me in trouble because he'd make me go up to my parents and say words that I didn't know what they meant. So he'd be like, go up to dad and say cunt, and I'd do it and my dad would go mental. So I grew up thinking it's bad, but now it's it's so much in my vocabulary of it doesn't really mean much. But when I hear an American go, that guy's a cunt, I'm like, fucking hell, that guy must have done something bad to annoy you. But if I'm like, oh yeah, guy's a bit of a cunt, it's it definitely is negative, but it's not the word. I think the smaller version of cunt is prick, but I don't think I ever hear Americans say prick.
Not really. Yeah, it's not a very common.
You don't say twat either.
Not really. Yeah,
twat is such a British word. You twat.
Yeah, it is. Or bellend.
I love the word bellend, man. Americans go crazy when I say that in my videos, bro. They're like, you said the word. You said bellend.
It's a good one, dude. It's a good insult to someone. I think it's a good one. I like it.
You don't say the word knob either. Don't be a fucking knob, mate. Or something like that. Yeah. It is weird, though, because it is just if you don't have Australian or British mannerisms, it does sound a bit weird. If I heard you say twat.
It sounds sharper.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel if you said twat, I'd be like, that's weird.
Well, honestly, because I don't think I would even. I think it would sound. I would say twat. I won't think I would say twat, and that. I don't know those two the differences there. It just sounds
I've got a whole list of British swear words. Let's go. Do you want to end the Amberlynn Reid segment first? Do you have any thoughts?
I mean, I can always talk more, but I think that we
tune
covered
into next
it.
week.
There's always more to go over. So that's fine.
We'll continue our coverage next week. This is the part 1.
Stay tuned.
More to come next week. Yeah, stay tuned because we're waiting for Amberlynn to do more stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so British swear words. Number one, you definitely never say this. I say this word in videos and people get confused with what I'm saying. I go, this is a fucking load of bollocks, mate. So bollocks means
like BS.
Lies.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a great way of saying bullshit without getting flagged up on a monetization system because it's technically not a swear word in like American monetization system. Bloody, like, bloody hell, mate. Even I don't say it. That is a bit too British. Like,
that's like northern. Is that like what people more in the north say that?
Nah, it's actually more. Actually, no, it is. You go, no, because a northern person would be like, oh, for fuck's sake, like that.
Yeah,
but I think it's more Cockney.
Okay.
It's definitely more Australian.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, mate, or something like that. Bugger. I don't say bugger. That is also really. That's like
it sounds like an old British guy with like a monocle would say that.
yeah.
Bugger off.
I say asshole. That guy's a fucking asshole. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah, but you say asshole too. To be fair, asshole.
Yeah.
You say pissed. Pissed. Everyone says pissed. I'm pissed off, man.
Yeah.
Twat. You don't say twat. We're getting into some real ones now. So wanker.
Yeah,
do you ever say wanker?
No, but I mean, I think I know what it means. It's just like, again, just like a idiot, almost like I think it can mean a lot of things, right? It can kind of mean whatever you want it to mean.
It generally means you're a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Minger. Now, minger sounds like a slur.
That is not one I know anything about. I don't know.
Minger basically means that you're like disgusting. I'd say like. You're like if you don't shower and you stink, you're a minger pretty much.
Okay.
No one really when I'm growing up, that was a big word. People use that to describe smelly people quite a lot. It says shit. Everyone says shit. Although I feel like it does sound a little weird when Americans say shit. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm used to it.
Well, you guys will like use it as a word like that's shit. You'll like use that as like a way to explain something.
And you'll be like, shit, man.
Yeah, like, oh man, like, or you'll hear a lot of people say, oh, that smells like shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or like, shit. But like, it's not like
shit was like a big word though to not
that
use.
That movie was shit. Like you wouldn't really say that. Yeah. I feel like, well, again, obviously America is very large. I wouldn't say that. I would just say that movie sucked. You know, or like
wasn't shit like a big thing that you couldn't say on American TV or something? Because the South Park did an episode where they said shit like 1,000 times. Or
really?
Some shit,
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I've never said this word in my life. This is like an old-fashioned swear word. Cockwomble. I don't even know what that fucking means, bro. That's a crazy word. You're a bloody cockwomble.
That sounds like a bird name is what that sounds like.
Sounds like something a Victorian would yeah, it does actually. Yeah, fucking.
Look at the cockwomble is.
even some bird names are like crazy British, like a blue tits.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is that, bro? There's bellend, bastard. Bastard means different things. Like. You fucking bastard.
Mm-hmm.
I think people say bastard here rather than bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Slag. Have you ever said slag?
No, but is it like a?
It's like a Cockney. You slag. Like
I've heard it. What is
slag?
Like
slag has multiple reasons. Like you can kind of say it in a positive way to your mate. Like if your mate goes out on a night out and like I don't know they do you know what the term get off means? You know you're in a club. Kind of like necking on someone, kissing someone, sort of thing.
Okay, no.
And then they say you get off with like free girls or something on a night out, right? You call your mate slag or something like that. Not really something people do. Gay people use the word slag quite a lot, I believe. Like especially in Britain, I don't think in America. It's a very gay coded word, but it's also like a very British word of like it can be. And it traditionally is insulting. It's traditionally to describe particularly a woman who gets around.
Who gets
you're
around.
a fucking slag.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought it meant. But yeah, that's definitely a word that is not used here very often or ever. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say it here.
We're getting into some good ones here. Tosser. Have you ever used tosser before?
No, but I think again like
it's another word for wanker.
What it means. Yeah,
it just means you're a dick. Yeah. I've never even heard of this one. Buck. No. Bint. I use this one every night.
I have no idea what that is.
So it's usually used to describe, I'd say, like older women, like old ladies. You fucking silly bint or something like that.
Okay.
Have you ever watched The In-Betweeners before?
Mm-mm.
Bro, watch. They're only 20 minutes long, if that. For next week, just watch 2 episodes of The In-Betweeners. It will genuinely give you an insight to British culture. I'm not even joking.
Are they just like on
you'll
YouTube?
see? I can probably find you it. Yeah,
Okay.
I imagine it's on YouTube. Let me actually search it up now. In between. Have you ever heard of The In-Betweeners?
I've heard that term. I didn't know it was a show.
Yeah, so the episodes are on YouTube. They're in
Okay,
parts. I don't know if the quality is very good, but just watch the first 2 episodes. It's definitely you'll be like, what the fuck, and like you'll think it's like an exaggerated thing, but it's all like 100%.
Okay.
Okay. Blimey.
I've heard that term, but I don't.
It's like when you're surprised. It's like, but to me, like if I was surprised, I'd be like, oh shit. Like I wouldn't say blimey.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I'd say blimey. It's more of an Australian thing, like core blimey, mate.
Yeah.
Cow, usually again to describe a woman. There's a lot of things to describe women here.
What a surprise.
Yeah. It's like, you fucking silly cow, pretty much. Like some like, I don't know, person that doesn't like seeing a woman sports presenter in soccer. I'm saying soccer for your benefit here. We'll see like a women presenting. Like there's like a thing in the UK where like when there's like a football match on, you have the pundits and stuff, and they're very much trying to have a lot more like diversity and stuff, in particular women on shows and stuff, because like women's footballers are getting bigger and bigger. And you'll get people on Twitter being like, "Oh, what is this fucking cow on my screen?" or something like that. Not a good thing to say, obviously, but yeah, it's definitely a thing said. Again, crikey. That's more of an Australian thing, I'd say.
Whenever I hear that, I just think of Steve Irwin.
Crikey, mate.
That's what I think
Muppet.
about.
I love the word Muppet. I
Yeah.
call people Muppets all the time. You fucking Muppet.
You do use that, and it's one of those ones that
I've said it on here, and you've been like, what?
Yeah. I would love to use it, but it would just not sound right. You know, it would just not sound right coming from my mouth, I don't think.
You bloody Muppet.
Yeah.
You fucking... A Muppet is like a thing where it can be negative. It's more like casually, like fun negative. Like if my mate does something silly, like say, all right, to be fair, this is gonna be a wild thing to say, it's silly, but like if I had a friend who like cheated on his girlfriend or something, I'd be like, you fucking Muppet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm clearly being negative, but I'm also like being warm about it. It's like a warm way of calling someone an idiot, pretty much, but a bit more serious. Pillock, again, it's a bit more of a northern thing.
Okay, I've never heard that one.
It's another thing for there's a lot of the same sort of definitions here. I'd say pillock is calling someone an idiot, but it's like it's more of a warm thing. Like you fucking pillock, mate. Like it's like you've done something silly. And then bitch.
Yeah.
Everyone says bitch.
Yeah.
Well, no, every country says bitch that speaks English. Like bitch is like, you even hear like people in like Spanish speakers that speak English, like Mexicans and stuff like that. I've heard them say bitch and stuff like that. Americans say bitch, and I think it has multiple meanings, but particularly again aimed towards women in a negative way. Gay people use the word bitch as well. But yeah, that pretty much is every major British swear word according to Google.
That was fun.
How do you feel? Yeah.
I feel more
educated.
British. Yeah, I feel more British now.
Would you call someone a tosser now?
No. Because I would say tosser, and it just does not work. It just does not work.
Is there any American? If I type in American,
let's look at those. I wonder if I'm knowing you're gonna know all of them, because I feel like you know American culture more than I do. You definitely know American politics more than I do.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna come up with a lot more serious words as well. Because like
that are maybe not as funny.
Yeah, America invented some. I would say swear words.
It's just gonna be slurs.
Yeah. I mean, what I've typed in American profanities, and it's like one of them is cheese and crackers. What?
I mean, that's like when I wouldn't say that's profanity, but it's like when you're like, instead of saying, "Oh, Jesus Christ," like it's a way to
cheese
say
and crackers.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Cheese and crackers. Calm
it's
down.
Instead of saying Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah.
Because
like
chicken
for a lot of people, like in America especially, using the Lord's name in vain is the worst thing you can do, right? So if you say, for some people, less Jesus Christ, people still get upset about that. But if you say God damn it, dude.
God freaking damn it,
my
man.
mom, if she hears that, she... like it like hurts her soul. And I love my mom, right?
Wow.
But like I would cuss in front of my mom. I would not say that in front of my mom.
Yeah.
Like it would just now I don't think she wouldn't do anything about it, but I would feel so bad saying that in front of her. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is because you're like, a very Christian country, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like a
Lord's name in vain is a big one, dude.
Yeah, I went onto Reddit to find American profanities, and the first word is literally just the F word.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking fuck here. Okay, there's a whole list here.
Oh.
Motherfucker. You guys say motherfucker too.
Yeah,
and to be fair, I say motherfucker a bit now.
Is that not?
But I definitely.
That's not something that's very
Nah,
common.
not really. No, yeah, not really. It's.
I
not
say
something
it.
that's said
I
here.
actually say that pretty often. Like when I'm
Really?
annoyed. Yeah, it's more like I don't ever really cuss
Motherfucker.
at something, but I'll be like.
It sounds
Like
better.
I'll
in
be
American.
say if I'm editing, right? And the program crashes, I'm like, motherfucker, dude. Or like,
See, that's
I might
so
not,
American.
I might
That's
not
crazy.
say it out loud, but I'll think that. Like, oh my, like,
See,
or
for me-
something that I say a lot is like, oh my fucking God. Like, that's something I say a lot.
That's so American.
Like, is it?
For me, but when I have something like that, do you know what I will shout?
Hmm.
Can you guess out of all the swear words?
I don't know. Maybe call it
I
tosser.
will just shout. I will just go cunt like that really fucking loudly. I think I say cunt more than any swear word. Obviously, I say fuck all the time, but like,
Do you guys say
yeah,
like, do you say like, would you call something like a piece of shit?
you're a fucking piece of shit. Yeah, I'd say
You
that.
would?
The
Okay.
piece
Or
of
like,
shit.
Or like, that laptop is a piece of shit. Would you say that?
Yeah. I would say that, but not everyone would. Like, I'm very influenced by American
Yeah.
culture because I grew up on it. So yeah, like there are some other things. I think it also is while saying, if I said to my friend like, "You're a fucking piece of shit, man," I think that hits a lot more. I don't know if it's just the British accent. I think the British accent is way more venomous than the American accent because we fucking invented swear words, so it kind of has to be.
Yeah.
But then again, it depends on how you're saying things though, because like American accents when they're saying slurs sounds a lot more venomous because
Yeah.
like
Yes.
a lot like if I had like a southern accent saying a slur, it'd be like we can't go too deep in this,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like it definitely and I don't know if that's just because like you typically attribute it to Americans,
Well, if we-
because of like the
And
culture
honestly,
of,
like with the F slur, right, that you mentioned at the start, that's something that people say when they mean a cigarette or something like that, right? And so like I feel like
I'm gonna
it's
smoke a fag.
yeah, like
That's crazy.
is just like
You go into an American, you go into a gay club in America. That's crazy. You can't say that. Bro.
yeah, no. I mean, I feel like it's gotten to a point. I am obviously not gay, but I feel like a lot of people in the gay community have like kind of reclaimed it, and I've noticed gay people using that term, even the whole term, which I'm like, geez, that feels.
I think there's
wrong to
apparently
say.
like an issue with like gay people calling women bitches. I think people like talk about that now. That's like a thing people are like but like I think that's also been like a thing that's been spoken about for a while. But like, yeah, I definitely think there's like a lot of words that have been reclaimed and stuff like that. But yeah, like I think it depends on where the word was invented. I don't know who invented these words. I think the F word may have been an American word. I may be wrong. Well, obviously the word has always existed. Like it's a British food.
Yeah.
Like, but I feel weird saying it. Like even though like you know I like had relations with men and stuff in the past. Like it's like it feels weird to even say the word, and I choose not to. But you know. Love me the food. Have you ever had some faggots before? The actual food.
That's a food? I didn't know. I thought it was just a bundle.
Are you
of
joking?
Yeah, I didn't know that was a food.
Bro, it's like an actual food. Like Google it.
I mean, can you just send me a link?
Faggots are meatballs
Can
made
you
of
just
minced
send-
beef. Alright, bro, hold on.
I don't want that on my search history.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that
See
looks
those little
like
meaty thing? They're meatballs.
That looks
They're
like
meatballs,
such a
man.
British meal.
Oh, it's fucking disgusting,
the
isn't it?
peas, of
That's
course,
the sort
there's
of
peas on it.
Yeah, do you guys not? Are you guys not big peas fans?
I mean, I like peas, but no, I feel like you guys definitely eat them in more different.
I put it in
dishes.
everything. I had I had fried chicken fried rice earlier. Throwing some peas, man. Roast dinner. Throwing
Dude,
some
I mean,
peas, man.
Peas are good. Like I'm not against them, but
Yeah.
I think you guys use them a lot more, for sure, and beans too. You know that.
I hate beans, bro. Beans are disgusting, man. Beans are like one of the worst. Baked beans are like the worst thing this country has done, and we've done a lot of bad things.
Really? So you're not down with the potato with some beans on it?
Nah, that shit's disgusting, man. I have people that defend that stuff. Like, do you know what really upsets me about like the British cuisine like ish like thing, right? Especially London, British food is fucking disgusting. I don't care what anyone says. Like, 50% of it is awful. Like I am not eating liver and enjoying that shit, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not eating baked beans
black
and enjoying
pudding?
it. Yeah, I don't mind black pudding, but it's
I've
like
had it.
I think the problem is what did you think?
It was fine. It
Yeah,
wasn't
it's just
like
fine. But that's the thing with British food. It's war food, bro. That shit's being served up in like the trenches. And I think the problem is like the only thing that I'd say is like I would die for is like fish and chips. And I don't even get the fish. I get a bag of sausage.
I actually had that recently. But
really?
It was at like a
you
fancy restaurant and it was way too expensive. But it was good, but it was I like when I think of fish and chips, I want like the version you get like I don't know, maybe I'm not sure.
An actual chippy. Just go into mate, like as you just said,
you can hold it
expensive.
and dip the fish. You know, this place it was like I guess the fish was very high quality, but it was like you like I'd use my fork and it would just all fall apart. And apparently a lot of people like that because it means it's very tender. But it was annoying to eat, man. I want to be able.
I grew up on the coast, so there was fish and chip shop on basically every street. Like I'm not even joking, they're everywhere and so cheap. Like a fish and chip shop should be. They've got like the little like cooker bit in the middle where all the grease is and everything like that. You've got like the fish in the top all fried and like the sausages and stuff all fried, and then you've got the chips underneath. And you should be able to get a large portion of chips. Genuinely, fries.
Fries.
No, they're not fries. They are chips because fries and chips are two different things.
Yeah.
Fries are those little thin things you get. In
usually
McDonald's.
chips are like thicker, right?
Thick, and they're way better. But like you should get your thick cut chips, and whether you want to get like some haddock or something like that. But this shit should like. You pay £5. So when I grew up, my mum would give me £10, and it would pay for like that's about $13, and it would pay for an entire meal, maybe even some dessert if you go to a good chippy, and that could you genuinely could have leftovers for the next day, for so cheap. Honestly, even £10 is pushing it. Like you can go into like a chippy and get like a massive section of just chips for like £2. Maybe not so much anymore. Maybe it will be a little bit more expensive. But when you go when I feel bad for people that come to the UK and they get a fish and chips from like a restaurant because that's not
different. Yeah,
that's
they
not
always,
the right way to
do. I feel like they always try and elevate it, which is nice.
No,
but
you don't want that.
It ends up
and the portions are tiny.
It ends up changing the experience.
Did you go to a restaurant or did you go to like chippy?
No, it was like a restaurant. This was here, and like honestly, I don't like seafood really much at all. And me and Amanda were just out, and I was like, you know what? Let me just try something different. I always get the same stuff at places, you know. And it was good, but it was just like, man, because I had some when I was in the UK, and again, it was at a little bit of a nice restaurant. It wasn't like, you know, like what you're explaining, which I think I would have enjoyed.
When you come to the UK, I will take you to a fish and chip shop, man.
Yeah, that'd be good, man. I had some.
Yeah, no.
I had some pasties. Is that what they're called? Pasties.
Yeah.
I had some of those.
Now I'm getting confused myself.
I think it was like a
pasty.
Pasty. There we go. Pasty. I think pasty is.
You're confusing me for a second,
I
bro.
think that's what people put on their nipples to cover them. I walked.
Chicken and mushroom pasty.
Yeah, I was in. This was when I was visiting my friend in Leamington Spa. So this is like it's not like a touristy area, right? And so I had to like I didn't have any self service or anything. And I was like, I'm
wow,
hungry.
you went to the fucking to the streets, man.
Yeah. It was like, but it was cool. But I walked into the shop that had pasties.
Shit, man, I didn't really. I was just going. Leamington Spa's near Birmingham. You went far.
Yeah.
Did that take a while to get to? Did you have to go through all the trains and stuff?
Well, I flew into Birmingham.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Well, I'm so sorry that your first experience in the UK was Birmingham.
It actually was very crappy because they lost my luggage. It sucked. But
Birmingham is a fucking shithole.
Yeah.
Like, there's one thing.
It was fun. I think that's where I had.
When did you visit?
2017.
Yeah, they've got like a rat problem there now, like and a bin problem. Like Birmingham. Like I think if there's one thing the UK, even people in Birmingham, like I play one of my like closest friends who I play football with like, every week. He's from Birmingham, and like even he's like, oh my god, I have to go to Birmingham this weekend or something like that. It is just. I used to go to Birmingham about four times a year for this event thing that happened like 4 times a year, and oh god, it is just a mess there. But Birmingham is like. I feel so bad for people that have to live there. I really do. And I'm from like an even worse place, to be honest with you. But you know,
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
but so basically, I walked into this shop, and I was just like, I had some money and I was hungry, and like I picked out some of the, but they were so like, "What are you doing here?" Like, because they knew I wasn't from there. It was just so funny, man. But it was good.
Yeah.
It was good food, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, what other parts of the UK did you go to? London?
We went to London, Birmingham, and mainly there though. Like we were in Leamington Spa for the most part. I was in London for like maybe a week, maybe less.
That's
maybe
cool.
A couple days. Yeah, no, it was cool. It was.
I love London.
It was a good experience. It was a lot of fun. It was seriously. It was like.
I wish I could
really
experience the UK from like your perspective, because
Yeah.
like it must be so different. Because like when I go to America, like it's just like it feels so different. Like you all speak English, and we're all like technically long distance relatives, but like it's like so weird. Like it feels like it feels like you're going into like a TV show. That's how it feels. Like when you're in like just a diner. Fucking love going to a diner, man.
I love going to a diner, dude.
Yeah. Like when they come up to you and you're like, "Do you want some more coffee?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, do I want more coffee?"
Yeah.
But here you don't. Filter coffee is a thing, but they don't go around and like refill.
Yeah.
You just ask for a filter coffee and like they give it to you in a cup. And that's
Dude,
it,
I think I've told this story already, but like one of the very first experiences I had in the UK was we were driving from Birmingham to Leamington Spa, and we stopped at a Starbucks, and I asked for a coffee with half and half.
Oh yeah, you mentioned this before. Yeah,
they put half whole milk and half like 2%, and I was just like, okay.
Did it taste weird?
It was fine, whatever. It's just milk. Like, it is what it is. I don't really care that much. I was watching her do it, and I was like, oh. And I told my friend Craig, and he was laughing so hard.
They must have thought you were a fucking weirdo,
Dude,
man.
I'm sure they did.
That's another word that Americans don't use, I don't think. Do you use the word weirdo?
Oh, yeah, I use that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But no, honestly, there is a lot of things that like small differences that you won't expect it happens to you. For me, it was paying for things in America. Like there being there is contactless in some places, but when I went there was not much contactless, and they were like, "We have to take your card and then come back with it." And I mean,
that's annoying to me still. Like one of the things I hate about eating out is that like. It's just how long it takes. It takes long for no reason, man. Like, do
you know what you also don't have?
Pay.
I don't know. Yeah. But like, I don't know if this was just a New York thing and I went to some places. But the idea of like sitting in a restaurant after you eat and just talking and chilling, that doesn't exist. They want you out of there, bro.
It depends.
Maybe it was because I was in New York.
It depends on the restaurant. It depends on the restaurant. If the restaurant is very popular, like this actually happened to us recently in Boston, where we ate and we were talking. We were only there for like 5 minutes, and they basically came by and said, "Hey, basically you got to go." Like they were nice, but they were just like, "We have," because there was a line out. We weren't really thinking, right? Because you're just so used to once you're done eating, you talk for a little bit, and then you get up and you leave. You know?
Yeah.
But like once we paid, they were like, "You got to go. There's people waiting."
Yeah. Whereas in Europe, not just in the UK, but like in like Italy, Spain in particular. Spain fucking loves sitting at a restaurant for 2 hours afterwards, bro. Going out in Spain is so good because like you could just chill at that restaurant. Like you order that food and then you can just have drinks the rest of the night, and like they don't give a fuck. They're just happy you're there, and they're so nice. Spanish people are great, man. I love Spain.
Spain was because I was in Madrid. That's all I really saw, but it was. It was beautiful.
Fucking awesome place.
And it was just, man, I think about that. Like, I appreciated it at the time when I was there, but looking back, I'm like, I wish I appreciated it more. I don't know how I could have done that, but like, I have
that with Tokyo, to be honest with you, in Japan. Like,
dude.
I'm like, I'm going back. But like, when you're there in the moment, especially when you first go there, you don't realize like how good it is. I feel like you know it's good, but like then you have those nostalgia glasses on top of it, and you're like, wow, like shit's awesome. And Spain is a great place.
Yeah, it's just really... like, and they just stay up. Like you'll be at the restaurant at 11, and there's children running around.
Yeah.
And like
that's the great thing. Like if you've like missed dinner and like you're like, oh shit, the restaurants are going to be closing soon, bro. They're open till late.
Yeah.
Late times, man. We don't have that in the UK. We have annoyingly early closures, but we do have the ability to sit around in a restaurant after. Like, we're pretty good with that. And the thing is even if it's like an American themed restaurant, they're still pretty chill with it.
Yeah.
I actually went to a Brazilian restaurant recently That was fucking awesome, bro.
Was it the
It's
one
just
where
like,
did you have the little chip that you turn and like
yeah, and it's non-stop food.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's non-stop meat, and then did you have to go and pick up like you'd go and grab like the vegetables?
They give you a menu of sides and stuff. So it was like I got like cheesy bread, like a little pasta bowl, and some other stuff, and you eat your 3 sides, and then they're like unlimited more. Just let us know. And I'm like, bro, this is awesome. How have I not known the concept of Brazilian restaurants beforehand? Like Brazilians know what they're fucking doing, bro. I'm going straight. Like I'm going to try and find one this weekend and go to one because like I didn't realize Brazilian food is that good.
Yeah, it's good, man.
It's just meat. It's great.
Yeah, basically, it's just if you're a carnivore, go to a Brazilian restaurant.
Yeah, bro.
If
you're okay. Actually, one little thing I wanted to ask you about. Did you see the Joey Swole stuff?
Oh, dude.
Did you do a video on it?
My God.
I think you did, right?
I did. But
crazy, bro.
That whole situation, dude, is one. It is, God, I can't. So, I have always felt weird about
Joey,
him, and just how
you know that meme from Dexter where it's the guy like he's
exactly, and that's how I felt with him. Not because I was like, oh, he's definitely like some weird racist guy, but it was
but anyone that does
him.
what they anyone that like it. Look, at first I liked him. But then he started to do TikToks on like people with like 4 views, and I'm like, bro, that's kind of weird, man. Like, even if like someone is being a bit
and he wouldn't try and hide their name, he would encourage almost people to go. I hope people go over to your page and talk about how. And it's like, okay, you're saying it in a nice way, but you know what people are going to do. You know for a fact.
I think I've had a problem with his content for a while, but he is been like Jim Jesus for ages. So saying anything negative about like
that's
Joey
why
Swole,
I
Dude, like, don't get me wrong, like,
but the reason, seriously though, the reason that I felt weird was because years ago, okay, this is 2014, 15.
Oh wow,
he was a part of this thing called Shreds on Instagram mainly.
Oh, so you've known him for time. Not known him personally, but you.
But yeah, I've known of him. And they were this huge company, and they got called out by so many people, basically by one, photoshopping a ton of their images to make them look more jacked than they actually were, right? Claiming to be natural when they weren't. That was another thing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
I just found a...
Yeah, and then there was this huge coaching scandal where they were just claiming to be coaching all these people when in reality they were just sending them cookie cutter plans saying that they're in contact with Joey or with, there's this guy, I think his name was Devin Physique or something like that. And like, it was all fake. They didn't do any of the stuff that they were being paid to do. It was this huge thing, man. And like, I remember he was a big part of that company, and then he disappeared, and then he came back and I just remember being like, this is so weird that he is.
Oh yeah, dude! I found loads of videos, not many views, but like people like, damn, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, it's
someone talking about Joey screwing his old fans. Dude somehow made everyone think he's the Mr. Roger of the fitness industry. Low, never bought that to never will. The reason I dislike Joey Swole is because he recently made a video about a woman at the gym. He recorded a guy taking pictures of her. Yeah, this is I'm gonna not be 100% on the facts here, but he's made TikToks in the past where someone has recorded someone in the gym. And I've actually agreed with the person recording because sometimes people are like, sometimes people do need to be recorded if they're like doing something themselves, which could be considered dickish. But there's also been cases as well where he's done a TikTok of where somebody gets like uncomfortable at someone looking at them, visibly perving on them, and look, maybe he didn't think they have, but I've seen TikToks where I've personally felt that the person that he's clowning on actually had like a valid point. And I think he got to the point of where he was so desperate to make a video on someone doing something bad in the gym,
he would just look for anything. He would look for anything.
Yeah, because I think maybe it did start from a good place of, because there was like a genuine case of like bullying people in the gym. And look,
to an extent,
we can finally bully people in the gym again. It's great.
No, but the thing is he's back, right? But like the thing that was frustrating to me was like, there was plenty of videos that he made that I was like, I agree with him, you know, because it was like the most basic, like someone filming just someone being like, look at this ugly fat person at the gym. Oh, easy, right? Don't do that. Like, okay, most people would think that, right? But there was a lot of ones that were a little bit more nuanced that I just was like, I don't really like this. And then, like you mentioned already, he would blow up stuff that didn't need to be blown up and make it so much worse. But then this is going to be a little bit, I'm not sure how many people will be able to relate to this, but another thing that I didn't like was he really popularized this kind of content, and so many other people started making stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the problem with that was that people are thinking that like every gym you walk into, there's going to be people recording everyone and everyone doing all this type
How
of
often
stuff.
do you go into the gym and see a tripod, genuinely? I don't know about you.
I see him a couple times, but it's the same people that
I've not seen a tripod in the gym for about 6 months.
Yeah.
And even if I do you know what I do?
Yeah.
Walk by.
But that's the problem, man, because like I've been going to the gym for 12 years and I have never seen any of these interactions that happen. I'm not saying they don't happen, but they are not
one negative experience.
Yeah, they're not common. And so many people think this is rampant because everyone's talking about all these experiences when it's just those videos get popular and then everyone sees them and then everyone thinks the gym is this terrible place like this. So like while he's calling stuff out, I feel like it only made it worse, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. And I think as well, it also like the negative experience I had was like a previous partner went to the gym and they were like harassed in the gym by this person who was like desperate to get their number and they wouldn't fucking leave them alone pretty much. And they had to go to the gym staff and everything. And they honestly didn't do much about it, to be honest with you. But I think the problem with his content is like calling that type of behavior out has actually become a bit more difficult because there's like this culture now of like if a woman says like I think this guy's perving on me,
people are like no he's not, no he's
way.
not,
he's just
you're just being a, and that started to become very common with his content.
Right? And it's like there are cases of like random women like obviously blowing things up out of proportion, but it's like, are you not doing exactly what they're doing by coming after a TikTok with 4 views where they might like, probably record someone when they shouldn't or something like that? Obviously don't do that, but like, you know, it just feels like a bit rage baity and like a bit like, I don't know, just like a bit pointless. And like, I think he did have a good message at first, whether I believe it or not. Never really been this guy that looked at him and was like, oh yeah, he's like, I don't know. I said the Uncle Roger or whatever it is of the gym.
Yeah.
I can think there are plenty of other content creators out there who I personally think is a lot better, and they're not doing those types of videos. But he can continue to do those videos. Like it's just like it just felt like now is a final opportunity where we can say, but maybe this content isn't the greatest. You know?
Yeah, and. So I'm going to look this up. Joey Swoll apology because I want to talk about this.
His apology was fucking crazy.
All of it was. Let's see. Apologizes.
And like,
I don't see the image.
We're not the police. We're not even the people that this is aimed at. And I think it was just so crazy that everyone could collectively be like, wow, that's a wild thing that he said, because I don't even know if I'm allowed to say the word that he said. Am I allowed to say that?
If you're explaining it in the context, you know what I mean.
Him.
So what happened? I'll say it if you don't want. But like,
no, I'm happy to say what he said, but I just more like the context is just wild of where he was like getting called out for the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what I just wanted to explain.
I'm gonna be real. I'm actually be 100% real. When Hulk Hogan died. And I like saw all like the memes and shit. I went into my group chat and I was like, did Hulk Hogan do something bad? And then my friend was like,
many things.
Does he know? Does he know?
That's
and
so
I was like,
funny, dude.
I was like, did he like, you know, maybe he had like 30 years ago, 20 years ago, he might have like done something silly, or like said a few bad words when he shouldn't have. But it was
many
like
times.
Not just many times, but it was like I went and did a bit of research. The audio recording, it's not like he's like, I don't know, like I was trying to think how we would reading lyrics or something like that. It's nothing like that. It was like full on fucking KKK level shit, man. And then it was like
stuff.
And it wasn't just that. It was the Trump stuff last year. Where it was like, I'm Trump forever, brother, or something like that, or like with Trump fever or something. You know when he gets on stage and he rips his shirt open, and you got like Trump doing this fucking stupid dance. Yeah, like,
dude. Yeah, so that happened, right? And then he posted a video of him being, I guess I'm just explaining this for people that might not know, because I think people are like, what are you guys talking about, right? So he posts a tribute to Hulk when he passes away, right? Which was a video that he had recorded a few, I think, like Halloween's ago or
2020.
something like that. And then people started calling him out, right? And then he's on a live stream. Both the people we're talking about the live streams. He's on a live stream trying to sell sell something. He's selling something on TikTok. And people are asking him, hey, well, you should apologize, basically, right? And then he gets mad, and he goes on to say, if you're going to be mad at me, you should be mad at all the colored athletes. And it's like, dude.
By the way, what did he mean by that? Like, in like the sense of
Exactly, right? Because that's where a lot of people are like, well, what he meant was this, and he didn't. And it's just like, I had people in my comment section be like, I don't get it. I'm not from America. I don't understand why that's a bad thing, because people of color is the correct term. And I'm like, I don't really know how to explain it other than in the Jim Crow South specifically.
There is that.
It was used as a derogatory term to explain people of color. Like, and so
I think the problem is
so similar, but it is the history behind the word, not just the word, right? Because the word colored is a word that we all say, right? It's not like other slurs that you can't say at all, right? But it's that
I think as well. I think with people saying that, it's like, I get what they're saying, especially being from Europe, because like, I think the understanding of racism in Europe is very different in the US, because the US is, well, at least whilst you've been growing up, like, the US has always been very diverse, right? Maybe not so where you live, I don't know, but like, it's always been like a country where there has been a lot of black culture, right? Like it's very much embedded into American culture, whereas in Europe, it's not so much the same.
Yeah.
And I think racism is definitely still prevalent in Europe, as much as America, don't get me wrong, but I think the understanding of a lot of racial issues nowadays is definitely something that we understand a lot more because of the internet and education and stuff like that. But in terms of like the word of colored, honestly, if I was like younger before the internet, I probably wouldn't have, like, I've never said like, oh, this person's color, but I wouldn't have known that that's as bad as it actually is. So like, I can understand why maybe some Europeans, especially a lot of non-English speaking Europeans, may be like confused by the term of colored.
Yeah,
especially with the phrase of person of color is being a thing as well.
And like, you might hear that and be like, well, then that's why he didn't know. I'm telling you, in my opinion,
he's American.
Someone of his age, because I think he's in his 40s, to act like he didn't know that's not a term, that it's just.
I feel like an American pulling the shtick that they didn't. Well, did he say that he didn't know the term?
Basically, like, he's like, he didn't realize that it was so negative that people, he was like, I think he tried to spin it, or at least people that were on his
even
side.
If we believe that, it was the case of like, his first thing was like, we need to blame all the colored people, and it's like, why would you say that in response, bro? That's crazy.
The thing is that I would grant the maybe not realizing, or maybe it was a slip. I could grant that,
but it was just the jump to it,
Not even that. It was how he acted afterwards that makes me feel like it was all right, because he right afterwards, almost like the next day or a few hours later, he does a video saying, "I'm so sorry." Right? No.
Oh no, sorry. He does the apology.
He says, "I'm so sorry for the people that I offended. I didn't realize." And like, again, if you take just that video and look at that as a person that maybe didn't know, I could believe it. But the responses under, especially like, they were different on Instagram, on TikTok. Instagram, everyone was mad at him, but not because he said the word. They were mad because he apologized.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're basically saying, you shouldn't have to be mad. You should say whatever you want, brother. Right? But on TikTok, people were like, nah, dude, you messed up. This is wrong. Right? So I can understand, maybe even if all that was happening and he was responding to people that are saying, you shouldn't have to apologize, and being like, no, I should apologize because what I did was wrong. But that's not how he reacted, right? He's liking the comments of being like, you shouldn't have to apologize. I think, whatever. But then all this is happening, right? This is around the time I make my video. Well, a little bit later, right? But people are making, especially on TikTok, people are making videos, right? They are not happy with Joey Swoll at all, right? And so he kind of leaves for a little bit. But then he comes back on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen this one.
He comes back on Instagram, and maybe other social medias, but obviously I'm a boomer and I use Instagram. And he writes this. And this made it, in my opinion, so much worse, and just completely showed that he wasn't sorry. He apologized because he wanted people to get off his back, and he wanted, I'm getting a little heated, but he wanted it to stop. That's what this apology is, right? So he goes on his Instagram and he writes, this is just, right, a black screen, white text, right? There's nothing else. This is a 40-plus-year-old man writing this, okay? I just want to make that clear. All the good I've done, all the people I've helped, all for nothing. When I need help, when I need kindness and compassion, nothing, in caps. I truly hope all the people I've inspired do great things in their life and pay it forward to help others and carry on my message. But no matter how much good you do, no matter how many people you help, they just wait for a reason to hate you and tear you down. It's true.
Sounds like a Trump speech.
Dude, this part is unbelievable. 40-year-old plus man. It's true. You either die a hero or live long enough.
You make fucking TikToks. It's not that deep, bro.
Thank you for all your support.
Holy shit.
But this, I love you all. And then at the very end, I am done with social media. Okay, so he claims that he is going to leave social media. Guess what does not happen? He doesn't leave.
Didn't leave.
Right? He's gone for 3 days maybe. And then he comes back with another post. We don't have to read it. But basically being, I'm done saying sorry. And so it's just like, bro, if you were actually sorry, the way that, in my opinion, the way that you respond and how you act is more important than just apologizing.
Like, I don't even have, like, we don't have the rights to, like, discuss the moral I can't say the
ambiguity. Is that
yes?
It? Okay.
Of the original thing that he did. You know, obviously very bad.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not here to discuss that. From like a face value apology and how he's actually dealt with it via saying sorry, then also liking all the comments who were saying that he doesn't need to apologize, and then doubling down that he's not going to apologize. Well, he's not going to
done
quit.
Apologizing.
He's done apologizing pretty much. It's like, in any situation, if you were to do that, you're fucking nuts. But also, the Trump speech is hilarious. Like, to be like, acting like that. How old is he? Like,
I think he's in his 40s. I think he's in his 40s. Let me just look it up.
But it's just like, you clearly can see from that apology, he thinks he's the shit. He thinks that he is like the boss. He's the boss of the gym, sort of thing. And it's like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of it's kind of embarrassing. He
calls himself the CEO of Gym Positivity. And
is he though?
And okay, that's one thing that we skipped over, is that he cannot be surprised that people are holding him accountable, because his literal entire platform is holding people accountable for a lot of times very, very minor things they've done in the gym. Okay? Maybe sometimes it's a little bit more intense. I'll grant that. But a lot of times, much more minor than what Joey Swoll has done. And now he is mad that he is being held to, at minimum, or maybe even I would say at maximum, the same standard that he himself has set for other people. And for him to be surprised and upset that people are making videos about this when he routinely makes videos about people that are not big influencers and literally just makes them basically have to make a new page because it's impossible for them to post. Like, for him to be surprised that people came for him it's just mind-blowing to me. It's mind-blowing to me.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. It's he just comes off like a bit of a grifter, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the big problem with the fitness space is a lot of them kind of do come off as grifters. There are a few people that I really like in the fitness space, but there's also like just a problem of like when you really enjoy a fitness influencer and their content, and then they say something, and you're like, you know, that like take back of, I know. Yeah. I know who you are. I know. I know what kind of man you are.
And I'm
like,
out.
You know. yeah. Like they'll drop. Like, I was at an event earlier, and there's this new person at this event who I've never met before, and they say we're all just chatting afterwards, right? And they say something like, actually, I wrote down the quote. Let me get it up, because I put it in a group chat earlier because I was so taken aback by it.
Dude, I have a story.
So we're talking about different countries. Okay. We're talking about different countries, and I go, the new guy said he was talking about different cultures and said how Japan and China is better because they this guy's a white British guy, by the way, because they have a way more respectful culture, and the UK promotes nothing but degeneracy, and the government control us from what we're seeing on social media and only want us to be integrated into degeneracy. And the moment he said that, I know what kind of man you are. I know who you voted for, buddy. I know what you are.
I think just the term degeneracy is like, usually it's like
when someone says,
okay.
Yeah, when he said they're promoting degenerate, like China and Japan don't have degeneracy, I was like,
all right, see you later.
I know what you are.
Yeah, dude.
I know what you are, man. But sorry, what was your story?
No, it's.
By the way, I shouldn't say that is Joey Swole, but it's just when. In fitness YouTube, that sort of thing will happen where they won't be political. They'll be very apolitical, but then they'll say something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah. No, it's super common, man. Like it's a very interesting topic to me. The alt-right, like the fitness to alt-right pipeline it's a very interesting.
What
honestly,
fitness YouTubers do you like? Or like people related to health content?
No, there's not.
I don't want to like suggest names and then you'd be like,
I know. I just get scared even saying stuff out loud because I don't,
I'm trying to think of some of the biggest ones.
There's
I've spoke to you about this guy. I don't know if you like him or not.
Yeah. I like Will Tennyson.
Will Tennyson's good. I think he's a sort of guy who says things and I'm like, oh, he's actually like on a very familiar wavelength, I think.
Yeah, there's a guy, like, Scotty, I think it's Scotty K Fitness. He has like a huge mustache. If you see a picture of him, that'll be the easiest thing to know. But he's like big on like short form, like TikTok, Instagram, and stuff like that. He's really cool. And then like I don't really engage a lot with like the big fitness guys.
What do you think of this guy? Is huge. I don't really have an opinion on him. Mike Israel. Mike
Israel. Yeah, he's like more science like based lifting kind of stuff. He seems fine. I really don't watch much fitness content. Like right now, most of the content I'm watching is on Demon's Souls because that's the game I'm playing. Like that's how my YouTube algorithm works. Like I very rarely watch like fitness. I usually stick more to like the weight loss side of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's like more what I have. But okay, the story. So this was in response to what you were talking about, so that's why I'm talking about this. But I was at the mall with Amanda, and we were waiting for some food, right? And we had walked by the food court, and there was this older guy, probably in his 60s, right? Kind of portly individual, short, quite disheveled looking, right? And he had a big red "Make America Great Again" hat on, right? And
I saw one in real life the other day. I was fucking shocked. Dude, I was in Manchester.
I feel it. People are gonna say you're such a weenie, but I feel like a visceral like every time I see one.
It's like seeing a fucking swastika.
It's kind of
me and this guy had direct eye contact. Like he was like about 10 meters in front of me, and I saw it, and I was like.
What? Yeah,
and he looked at me like,
oh, he probably
like
loved
that, and I'm like,
I'm sure he loved
and I just go, like, I honestly, when he went past me, I was like, should have called him a Nazi,
dude.
But then
you just wait for my story, okay? Because literally, this is so funny that you say that. So we walked by him, and I remember looking because where I'm from, East County, San Diego, I saw them all the time. Very common.
Really?
Right? Oh, yeah. San Diego is a pretty conservative city in California, but then East County, San Diego is very conservative. Okay, like the amount of Trump flags in my area, when I walk my dog, I counted them. There was a lot of them. Like very, very common. On the side of the freeway by my old house, there's this, it's like a metal fabrication place, I think, or something like that. Huge Trump flag. Like
how are people? I just don't get how people are that into it.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. But the reason I said super common there, but here you don't see them very often. You'll see them every once in a while, but very uncommon. Okay, so that's why when I saw it, I was like, oh, I haven't seen one of those in a while, right? Yeah. And so now we're waiting for our food, and like I was wearing like I think I had my mustache like really like turned up and like very like sharp looking, and I think I had my hair down, and it was long. There's a reason I'm talking about this. Hair down, it was like kind of long. Obviously, my hair's long, but it was like, it looked clean and very large. And I think I had a hat on, and I had like a crop top, right? Not like super crop, but like cropped, right? And I had like, I forget exactly what I was wearing, but like I looked pretty, you know, different than a, like, yeah, I looked like, what did you say? Like a dickhead? Yes, it's kind of
gay.
like that. Oh, maybe, yeah. So like, I knew when I went out, I was like, I look kind of ridiculous, you know what I mean? But I was like embracing that ridiculousness, right? And so
nails in.
me and Amanda we're waiting for our food, and the guy walks, like he's walking just kind of by, right? And then he stops and he looks at me, and he's like,
"Oh dear."
He's like, "Dang, man." He's like, I just love your look. And I was like, "Oh, thanks. You know, thank you." You know, he's like, "Yeah, it's like 80s, and like, you know, it's cool because this I also had sunglasses on too, because it's like a mall that's like, it's indoors, but like the top level where the food is very bright."
So we're up here right now in terms of the positive story. This seems good so far. This seems very positive.
I mean, it's, you know, he's being nice to me, and then I'm like, "Oh, thank you so much." And then he goes like this. He points at his hat. He's like, "Make America great again?" And I was just like, I didn't know what to say, so I was just like,
"Did you notice the hat before?"
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had noticed it when we walked in, and I think I said something to Amanda like, "Oh, that's weird. Like, I haven't seen one of those in a while." Something like that. Like, we had acknowledged that this person was a very eccentric-looking individual, right, that had this hat on.
Yeah.
So then he says that to me, and I was just so caught off guard that, again, I wish I would have been like, absolutely not, or at least been like, no. Right, but I was just like, oh, and he like put his hand out.
Yeah, no, it's like such a
leave me
reaction.
alone, dude. Like, why out of everyone you have to talk to me and then point at the hat, and like, because then at the time I'm like, I need to shave my head, I need to shave my mustache off, I need to look different, or like, because the fact that he was walking through this mall and he saw me and he was like, that guy is with me. He
pointed you out. He was like, "This is my brother."
Dude, I will say it seemed like he just wanted to talk to everyone, because once he walked by me, he talked to this other individual for like, because we were waiting for our food for a while, and he was just talking. You could tell this guy was like, I just want to freaking, because I think he worked at the mall. And I was just like, that story that you brought up, it reminded me of that. But like you said, like I wish I would have been like, no, but it was just like, I was so uncomfortable, and I just wanted the interaction.
It's shocking as well, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like when you see it in real life, it's like, oh wow, you people actually exist outside of the internet. Like that's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's getting worse in the UK as well. Like our political system here is becoming so American, and I fucking hate it. JD Vance was in the UK this week, and apparently the story coming out is that he got the Secret Service to go around the town that he was staying in and ask for everyone that lives there's social medias to work out if they were against him or for him.
If that's true, that's.
That apparently it's being reported in the news.
Oh, okay,
so I don't know if it's
true.
Okay.
No. I thought that was
citizens have come out and said that they came to our door and they were like,
dude, things are getting crazy, man. I shared something on my story earlier today, and this is like the reason I want to pull it up is make sure I say it right, because it's important. But it goes. This says the Supreme Court has been formally asked to overturn marriage rights for same-sex couples. Right, so. There are definitely some more steps that have to happen before that happens, right? But the fact that it can happen, right? Because again, most people hear that and like, that won't happen, right? But I remember thinking that about abortion. Abortion, and now,
but also like gay rights gay marriage has only been around for 12 years.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been that long in America for sure. Like, and so, but it's just, you know, and I shared it, and I was like, you know, home of the free, right? Like, it doesn't feel like that anymore. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just crazy,
your next election is like, the midterms next year, right?
Yeah, it's important.
That's the biggest midterms ever.
Yeah.
Like since the war, probably. Like I can't, maybe since Vietnam is the biggest election, because like I can't, dude, I don't want to go to America. I want to go, but I'm too scared, genuinely, that like I will get refused or even worse, fucking detained because of tweets about like Palestine or something like that. Like genuinely, man, they'll look at my social media and be like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
If anything, you may be a danger to American democracy, and we're gonna have to take you in, buddy. Take you into those detainment camps or something. Because like, there's been multiple British people like have anyone to detain. What the fuck, like we're the country that are meant to have this special relationship with the US.
Yeah, we won the war.
Yeah, you did. You cucked us. The whole special relationship thing's crazy. But even now, it's like we're not even getting special treatment. Dude. And if we're not getting special treatment, no one's getting special treatment. You know?
Yeah, it's just like it feels like you're living in a movie. It like feels. I know it's cheesy and maybe it's wrong to compare it to like I don't know if you've watched The Handmaid's Tale at all. But it feels like basically it's a very, they talk about like a regime that rises to power and takes the rights away from basically everyone but straight men, right? Like, but it just feels like we're at this point because one thing they talk a lot about, this isn't really spoiling anything, but it's like, or like a theme that they kind of explore is the people before being like, it's never going to get like the people that are against it, but they don't really want to fight it, right? Because it's like, it's never going to get to that point. And then it just keeps rising and rising and rising. And then by the time they want to leave, they can't, right? Because now it's gotten to that. So it feels like that. And it just, and like what's frustrating is that you'll say that and there will be so many people that are like, come on, it's not that crazy. You're being. I'm gonna be real.
When people used to be like in like 2016, people used to be like Trump is literally Hitler, and back then I used to be like, come on, man,
of course,
like, it's gonna be bad, but it's not gonna be that bad. Like you're gonna be fine, and like no, they were actually completely right. Like he is like the worst.
Thinking, like how much
can
power?
Someone do?
How much can someone do? How much power does he really have? The president doesn't have that much power, and that's one of the things that he doesn't like, and he wants to get. It's just like.
And now he's deploying the National Guard in like 6 different states.
Dude,
when I saw that, I was like, but why? Is there anything even happening to like? It's fucking mental.
Yeah, dude. There's just so much, dude. Me and Amanda recently watched this docuseries about like the rise of Hitler and like the before, during, and like
pretty
the
similar.
after. Dude, the first episode that we watched, because I think it was 3 episodes long, it's all about the rise, and it was just so. There were so many similarities, so many similarities, and it was just scary. Like it was getting to a point where like Amanda was like, I don't really want to watch this because I'm getting scared. Like,
do you know the Night of the Long Knives? Yeah, like you could have had a similar version of that with the Capitol.
Yeah,
like people died. Yep. People fucking died in the Capitol. How crazy is that? And not only did no justice happen, but he released the actual people that fucking went in the Capitol. Like,
and then there's obviously the Epstein files, which is just like,
oh yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think that like the world is run by actual billionaire pedophiles. Like 10 years ago, that was a conspiracy theory. Yeah. Now it's fucking real, bro. Yeah. Like, what? I mean, I'm so deep in conspiracy theories with this sort of thing. Like, I honestly, I don't want to get nuked, but.
And that's what's scary, right? Because
it's becoming true.
When one conspiracy theory is proven, or like it seems that it is, so many people are like, well, then maybe this one's true, and then they just go down the rabbit hole, and then you start to believe that.
So
aliens.
I'm really like, if you brought up a conspiracy theory to me, there's a good chance I probably know it. I don't believe them, most of them. Yeah. But I love reading.
They are fun. Like
they're so fascinating to read about. Like I can't even name some of them because
I have gone down some rabbit holes. Like the Earth is flat one. I love watching videos of people that obviously don't think the Earth is flat, like debunking the flat earthers and like seeing them argue with each other and just like listening to the flat earth stuff. And I'm like, have you done any research? Dude, this happened. Okay. This happened like maybe last year where they did this thing called the final experiment. Okay. I know that we need to wrap up, but this will be the last thing. Okay. This is called the final experiment where a few flat earthers were paid for to go to Antarctica, the very south tip of Antarctica. And a lot of things that the flat earthers said was that if the Earth was actually a globe, if you are in Antarctica at the South Pole, then there would be a 24-hour sun where the sun never sets because you're on a globe and,
Yeah.
And so they is like just this person that doesn't believe in flat earth, right? I think he was like a pastor actually too. And other people that they would debunk these videos, these flat earth videos. They paid for, I think it was 2, but they offered it to a good amount of people. Most of them turned it down. But 2 of them went out. They live streamed it too. And like so many people live streamed it. There was videos everywhere where they filmed the 24-hour sun. Those, at least one of the flat earthers for sure, came back from the trip and was like, I don't believe the earth is flat. Like, or at least I don't believe
that's crazy
explanations now
yeah.
of it because I saw it, right? When that happened, they basically completely denounced him. And then they started making videos saying how, it was filmed on a large green screen and it was fake.
Really?
Dude, it is, if this sounds interesting to you, watch those videos. Just type in the final experiment of flat earth. It is, I went down a rabbit hole for like a week of just watching.
So my homework is to watch that and yours is to watch The Inbetweeners.
Yes. Sounds good to me, dude. But yeah, that rabbit hole, it's a fun one.
Oh yeah,
characters.
I like going down like history rabbit holes of like certain things in history not being like accurate and stuff like that, and like being complete opposites and stuff like that. I find it fascinating because there is a lot of weird stuff out there and stuff, and I love reading about like the JFK stuff, but that shit is crazy. There's some bad stuff there, man. But yeah, obviously, like I'd never talk about it in a YouTube video because, like, unfortunately, a lot of conspiracy theories are like steeped in heavy like anti-Semitism. And like I'll read about it. It's fascinating to read. Doesn't mean I believe any of it, but like it's more interesting to see for me how far someone can fall and believe things like to a crazy level. There are certain like conspiracy theories that were debunked 100 years ago, like very, very bad conspiracies debunked years ago, but those things are still used to this day as real propaganda to get people to hate certain groups of people, even though they've been debunked by scholars and scientists. Like the conspiracies are that like rampant that despite the disapproval, it just still exists. Dude, and people still go with it. It's crazy.
It's just weird, man, the people that will fall into them too, because we have this idea that it's always like, crazy people that have like all the, like Always Sunny in Philadelphia with all the red lines everywhere and like, but I remember I was on a car ride with, I won't mention who it was, but it was a long car ride that we had, and they started just basically talking about the children's blood being used for the adrenochrome or whatever it's called.
Adrenochrome.
And they were like saying how, this stuff is true. And like, this was someone that I respected.
Bohemian right? Grove.
And I was just like, I didn't know what to say. Right. And then they started saying something about my socks. I was wearing Vans socks that had checkerboards on them. And they're like, that's a sign. And that means, and I was just
the
like,
signs are huge, aren't they? They love that.
I was like, oh, dang, that's crazy. And then in the same conversation, or maybe later, they're like, maybe I should have just kept it to myself because like, I feel like whenever I bring it up to people, they just think it's weird. And and in my head, I'm thinking, maybe that's a sign that it is weird, right?
Yeah.
Because I was just...
And the thing is, it's like, even with the science of adrenochrome, like I've looked into this stuff, like there's no real backing that anything to do with that has any effect on anyone. You would just be like, and it's like, I don't even know where it even came from. Like the idea of it, like the idea of drinking children's blood has been like a thing in fiction, like horror film fiction for a very long time, satanic lore and stuff like that. But like, I guess they're trying to they're trying to construe science with biblical texture, but like doesn't mean it's fucking real. It's wild. And like, I know people as well that believe in the whole children's blood stuff, and it's like, guys, it's fun to read about, but at the end of the day, you're just basically reading devil fan fiction.
And it's just crazy because, like I said, like you have this idea of the person that believes this is probably like this, right? This person had like a successful business. They are well respected, and I was just like, I don't.
It could be a family member. I have family members, unfortunately, that have fallen down these rabbit holes. in a negative way of sense if they actually believe everything they read. And and I think the problem is unfortunately with the Epstein stuff, there's things that are coming true, and with that, they're like, if that's coming true, this crazy thing about a billionaire nonce who I'm not going to say the P word because I don't want us to get. I mind we said Nazi, a billionaire pedophile. It's like if that happened, and this guy is in the pockets of Trump, Bill Clinton, the royal family, so many other powerful people. I mean, that's like the ultimate conspiracy theory, and it's become true. Yeah. And now we're seeing talk of his girlfriend, who is also his his co-partner, being released.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, bro, man. What the fuck? I mean, I can get why some people are falling down these conspiracies because it's like, I mean, the government are doing a lot of horrible things. It's like, and then no, we'll go too far. We'll go too far. We'll wrap it up there because there's maybe one episode we will go into conspiracies just like for a fun time. Go through maybe not like the serious ones. It'd be interesting, but I think we did a good job of covering the Amberlynn Reid stuff, and then we just chatted for an hour. And I think
we covered Joyce Hole too. So 2 for 1.
Oh, we did. Yeah, true. Yeah, 2 for 1. Won't be in the title though.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Have you got anything to say before we go?
Nah, this was fun. This was a good episode. I enjoyed.
Yeah, it was a very good episode. Yeah. It's a good episode to come back with. Like I did not expect to go. Is this the longest episode too? Maybe?
It might be.
It's got to be up there.
It's up there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll be back next week. I've got my lenses back. I've got AC back, and this is the first recording in a while where the camera hasn't like died because of overheating, and that's because of the AC. Yeah. So we're back, baby. Please let us know your thoughts down below, and let us know: do you think celebrities are drinking children's blood? No, don't do that. We don't want our comment sections to get flagged. But let us know actually if you've had any negative experiences with friends or family who have believed in these certain theories. But yeah. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.